Yo, what's happening, y'all? What's crack a lagging? Ghetto, let's do it. Zeus, what's happening? Danica, what's up? Jason and Shanna, the Ewings are in the building. What's happening? Lawrence Clark, what up, brother? What's happening, man? See everybody making their way in here. I'll let you guys get on in. Andre T, what up? Fat guy with guns, what's popping? Y'all already know before I ask, why don't you hit the like? I know what a Nike is. Hit the like. What's today? Today Wednesday, right? Today Wednesday. Today is absolutely Wednesday. Yes. Carbon Q. What's up, ma'am? How are you, darling? North Florida Tactical Training Group. What up? Mike the Shooter. BP. What up? Liberty Acres Tankin' Real Deal. Real fresh food. How are you? How are you? How are you? Skilly. What's up, silly? What's going on, man? One in the chamber. Where the hell you been? Jason Ewing. I've already spoke to you, man. Ashley, how are you? Big Easy. Be easy, Big Easy. Lady Smith, what's happening, man? I hope all my prepper people from, so many came from Lead Channel tonight. Now, this is y'all turn to teach me. We talk about the guns. Tonight, we're going to get busy. We're going to mix it all in a little bit. So I plan to learn a lot, Derek Johnson, what up? Got to turn it down. Dog Lover TV. I got the missus with me tonight. She got a phone all loud. I can hear myself twice. She loves Cam. What up? Ramsey J. E Money Deuce Zero Deuce. Same OG. What up, man? Luke. TK, what up? TK, I was supposed to ask you something. I gotta remember what it was, but we're gonna get around to it. Who else? Coy, what's up, my brother? OG Deuce Dollar. What's happening, man? Damn. Hey, tap in. Look, man. I'm gonna let you live, bro. But what I told you this before. My Bulls, because I always represent my city no matter what. And I'm a huge basketball fan and football, if you know that about me. My Bulls ain't all that this year, bro. They young. They still finding their way. We missing a player. But what I will bet you about the Milwaukee Bucks, he's a Milwaukee guy. They will not repeat. Now, anything you want to put on that, we can do it. Whatever you're ready. 2A Monte, if I ain't speak to you, what up? Gorilla Nation, Chicago, stand up. What's the word, man? I get behind because I'm arguing with my boy Tap In. That's my homie, really. But, I like to mess with him. CDL, what's happening? Roadblock. What's going on, man? Y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I got to wait for notifications to go out for everybody to get it. I don't know why. YouTube be tripping, You got to get your notifications out, and then everybody will get in, and then we'll get down to business. While we wait for everybody to come in, I'm going to talk a little bit about the RGAs and the meetup. Cuzzo, what up? So, as of this Sunday, it was supposed to be Friday, but since I'm a nice guy, by this Sunday is going to be the cutoff, the deadline for you guys to do the final registration so that your credentials will be ready when you get to Nashville. All right. So this Sunday is the cut off. That's like cut off. Like, if the light was on, the light go off. It ain't on no more. I mean, it's dark. Can't see nothing. Cut off is this Sunday. All right. So I'm just encouraging everybody, if you paid up, we're gonna send one more email out. If you're all paid up for Nashville, all you have to do is go in on the link. We'll get the link posted here. Patrick, what's good? And all you have to do is click on that link, go in. It's basically your email and your name and your email for the most part. And you're gonna have to show ID when you get to Nashville. All right. Itineraries will go out, I think, on Sunday. Is that right, y'all? Do I got that right? Sunday? That the itineraries will go out? I hope I got that right. Um, so you guys that are all paid up and you have done your final registration, you will get an itinerary via email, so you'll know what's going on, for Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Because Thursday is basically a lot of people are coming in town on Thursday, so we're going to open up credential pickup. So you'll come in, show your ID, check you off, get your credentials for the rest of the weekend. You're good to go. New York City, what up, fella? And then Friday will be the meet and greet. So, we're going, and there'll be more time for registration as well on Friday. And Friday night we're gonna party. That's where we'll find out who really drunks and stuff like that in their regular life. We're gonna find that out on Friday. And that's when everybody get to know everybody. You get to put a face with the name. Somebody you might have thought was ugly and they wasn't, or you might have thought they wasn't ugly and they were, whatever. However you was envisioning somebody, we ain't on that. Then on Saturday, that's when all the stuff happened. So Saturday morning, obviously we all go. That's range day. We spend the day at the range. And then Saturday night is the so highly anticipated RGAs, regular Guntuber Awards. First one. So I'm excited. So other than that, man, if y'all could do me a huge favor, hit the like button. And I'm not going to hold this live up because I want to get it going, because I think it's going to run a little bit. I'm hoping it's not going to run over, because as Tap In did say earlier, the Bulls do play Milwaukee tonight at 8:30 Eastern. So my live is over at 9, so I'll miss the first half hour of the game, but I'll catch the rest of it because I am on FanDuel. All right, guys. So with that being said, tonight's live, something I try to do at least once a month. I know I'm not extremely consistent with it, but Bending Ballistics, what up? I know I'm not extremely consistent with it, but I try to do once a month where we do prepping. This time is prepping, gardening, and firearms. And I want to talk about, and I'm going to bring people in and out to talk about, how one relates to the other and how they're synonymous with each other. So we gotta, it's something we have to do, man. This is a serious topic. It always gets really good. Armel, what's up, man? What's going on with you, young fella? Tell the wife I said what's up, and give me an MF if she feel like it. She's an incredible cusser. Me too. Outside of that, SD Marine 89, what up? What's happening? I'm gonna get my link ready, because hopefully a lot of you heavy preppers are going to check in with me. We're not going to hold the panel up though tonight. Like, I'm not going to hold the panel up with one or two guests. Like, I want you guys to come in and we can kind of just chop it up and talk and learn from each other. Big Lock TV, what up, what up, what up? What up? Anybody I didn't speak to, if I missed you, my apology. What's up to you? True Ghost, what's happening? She said, I heard that, me too. Yo. What's to it?
Nothing, man.
What's going on with you, young fella?
Sending out messages, saying what's up to everybody.
Man, I think everybody doing all right tonight, man.
It's good. Everybody looking good so far.
Yeah, I ain't really seen nobody. I see, well, Everybody. You said everybody.
You want
I'm
to
not
say
gonna even mess with them tonight, but you know how I feel about Ghetto and Skilly.
mm-hmm. I
Them
gotta
guys.
guess. I gotta guess with me tonight too.
That's cool, man. This is a great topic because it ain't all about guns.
What up, Ghetto?
So you know what? TK always be. She always come in. She be call you light skinned Zach, and I ain't gonna lie. I be getting kind of tight about that because I'm almost light skinned too.
You jealous?
I ain't jealous. She just don't never say it to me. I just think that sometimes if you're gonna say something to one person, you should say. We'll argue about that later, man. I just noticed something. I just noticed something.
What happened? Uh-oh. You light skin for real?
Noticed it myself. Like before anybody say anything, to get myself together.
That's funny.
So Ramsey J said I'm only light skinned when I'm ashy. Kaba, what up, bro? What's happening? Get yourself together, man. Stuff smell good, boy. So
Why you sniffing?
she gonna say you ash your elbow at damn you, TK. And I said it and I meant it.
She said
The
you
hell she thinks she talking to?
What up to it, Monte? Damn.
So
What up?
I'm gonna get this link out here, bro.
All right.
Um,
When you want to start?
I'm about to get it out here now. We finna start.
No, I said where you want to start?
Oh, where I want to start?
Mhm.
Well, I think I'd like to start with the I guess the connection
Okay.
between the three areas.
Okay.
All right. So if we can do that, that would be awesome. Like how prepping, gardening, firearms, how it all kind of makes sense. Where's Carbon Q?
Q, where you at?
Carbon Q.
She out there somewhere behind the scenes.
So we'll get Q because it's almost like she got this already written script.
Mm-hmm.
It's in her head, like she just knows it. But it's like it's this whole thing of how one thing connects to the next thing. Mr. 317, what up?
What up, 317?
That's Naptown. You didn't know that, did you, bro?
Yeah, I know that's Naptown.
Shout out to Naptown, man.
That's right up the road.
I just put that out there. Just put the link out there. So we should be good to go. If anybody want to, touch on it.
The likes look bad. The likes look bad.
Oh, man.
Real
Why does that always happen?
It look real bad.
Why does that always happen? I know what to do. Imagine there's a lot of dudes that didn't hit the like button.
They're about to hit it now.
Watch this.
Uh-oh.
Buddy.
All the guys that didn't hit the like. Could you ask all the guys to hit the like button?
Right.
Hi, everybody in chat. Can you please hit the like button? Thank you.
Watch the likes for me, Zach, because they don't listen to me.
I'm watching them. The likes about to soar.
Zach is beautiful. How you doing?
Hi. Q will come in here and get them to hit the like button for me.
Likes jumping by threes. I'm watching them.
They gonna hit the like. Anyway.
Awkward texting. What up?
What up, awkward Texan?
Hi, everybody.
Okay. So I see I got a guest down here. That's good too, because I'm gonna bring him on in a second. Before I do that, real deal, hold on for me. Q.
Yes.
Can you briefly give me the connection between the prepping, gardening, and firearm community?
Those are 3 subsections under prepping that you're going to need to survive. You need to eat, so you need your people that know how to plant, raise crops when they're supposed to plant them. You can learn from them to do it on your own, because eventually your foods that you've been prepping, freeze dried, canned, whatever, eventually that's going to run out, and you're going to need a backup system to that. Or something can happen to wipe out your whole supply, and then you have to have that skill of being able to grow your own food. Firearms, you're going to need that for protection of your livestock, yourself, your family. You're going to need it because when stuff hits the fan, people are going to become crazy, especially those who are not prepping or not getting themselves prepared for what is to come. They're going to be wild. They're going to be, and not to say like it's a bad thing, but they're not prepared. So when it comes to feeding their family or taking care of their family, they're going to become almost, savage like. It's going to be a very crazy thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah. And people are going to be bum rushing stores to get stuff. You're going to need your firearms because once those places clear out, they're going to start looking at homes or places where they see people, not really stressed out like them.
So one of my biggest things when I do the prepping live,
Mm-hmm.
it's the weirdest thing. If you guys have been around, you know this already. I always get into a little bit of a fight with Zach and Q because they go straight to the extreme. Like the world flipped upside down. And I be thinking in terms of just the stuff that we face every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everything from, some of the things that's been going on, like the New York thing, the
Right.
um,
You're going to have crazy.
some of these mass shootings, and I
Right.
call them mass shootings, but whatever. But just incidents that can happen in our everyday movement
Mm-hmm.
that we would want to be prepared for, right?
Right.
So multiple things could happen that you would need or want to be prepping for. Multiple things could happen that you would want to have a firearm for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's so many occurrences that could go on in the world that you want to be able to learn some level of gardening.
Mm-hmm.
And you also want to,
just in case.
those are just some subsections. You have your medical. If you don't know how to do the basics within your own household, you're gonna have a problem. We're now with our rule of law. There's nothing there to help you, and there's nothing a lot of things to hurt you if you are not at the point where you can defend yourself, grow your own food, take care of yourself medically and your family or somebody else. You're going to be in a situation that you might not survive that long. You say we go to the extremes, but look at us right now. We're going through, this is like the beginning of it, and you still have people.
DMV Bison, what up?
Yeah, what up, Bison?
You still have people in denial about it. Some people are waking up, but you still have a majority of people that are not waking up. Look at the truck drivers. If they start driving their trucks now and like the food is getting high and people are getting hungry, they need to carry firearms because who's to say they won't get jacked for that truck?
Mhm.
Just especially if it's a food truck.
What's up, XD40?
TK, you gonna be on TV?
I think that's what she's saying. I wonder.
Night Watch New. Are you gonna be the criminal or? Just let me know, TK, because it's hard to tell with you. I hope y'all heard what Carbon Q just said. BP, what's up, my brother?
What's up, brother? What's up, RDG? Carbon?
Real deal, what's good?
What up,
Hey,
BB?
everybody.
What up, real deal?
What's up, fam?
How's Tank?
Tank's doing good.
Tank is good.
Tank is good.
My boy Tank.
He's wanting his Cheerios when I get home. That'll be the first thing he yells about.
I'm gonna
Somebody just said
So
something.
what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna hold everybody. Now I know some of you guys are gonna have to talk a little bit more than others.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to do is give some of the people that's like me, because I do have to do so much better with my prepping side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be able to give knowledge to those that may not, be on top of it like I am. I am not. Those that are doing like me, bad like me. I want to be able to teach. I want us all to learn something. And I know, because I notice when I go and watch some of the prepping lives or I'm just listening.
What's up, Randy?
I'm learning that it all comes together at some point. You see what I'm saying? I watch real deal videos. And y'all know this is not a joke. I'm not here to necessarily plug channels like that. I'm being dead serious. You definitely should check his videos out, because he's showing you kind of some real world ways to prep, and it's not super extreme. It's realistic. It's realistic. Like you see what he's doing makes sense, but you'll be like, damn, I'm not doing that. I probably need to start,
Yeah.
So he's got a dope channel, man. Liberty Acres.
Yeah,
Tank is real deal, right?
Thinking real deal.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you guys, you gentlemen, one at a time, kind of the same question I asked Carbon Q. You know, when you think about the link between prepping overall, survival stuff, gardening, firearms, can you guys kind of talk about how they link and how one is important to the other?
Well, for me, I've always been a very practical person. I've always tried to look at a 30,000 foot level at everything and see how things connect from being very young. So when I address any problem, I try to do any problem like that. So you can't isolate anything. I know Zach, he was a Boy Scout. You know, a couple other people have some training and different things, but it's always teaching you to be prepared. And you can't be prepared if you can't handle any possibility, or at least be aware of the possibilities. When you look at health-wise, this is a holistic organism. We're not isolated. We just don't have an arm separate from our body. We don't have a heart separate from our lungs. We don't have kidneys separated from this, that, and the other. It's a holistic thing. So we have to approach prepping holistically. Like Carbon said, if you have food, you have that taken care of, but you can't defend it, you're a shopping list for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You have firearms and you don't have food, you're a shopping list for somebody else. You know, you can't eat those bullets. If you don't have the medical,
you can eat the bullets, but you don't want to do that.
Right.
if you don't have the medical and the other aspects, you get a cut and it takes you out. So you have to look at this holistically. We're holistic beings. You have to address all fronts, and everybody's going to have different levels of expertise and different abilities. But you want to try to maximize each and every one of those the best way you can. And that's my thing. You know, I used to do gardening when I was little. My family owned 104 acres in Turtle, Texas. So every summer we had to go down to the farm and, you know, feed the pigs and do this and the other. Unfortunately, they sold that land, you know, so we got separated from that land. But we have to see people like Real Deal. This is an important aspect of that weakens us when we can't do that. So that's how I look at it. There's so many things that we have to address, and we can't isolate all those. We just work on each piece a little bit at a time, and we're making progress.
Okay. Real Deal.
I would like to say, if I can say this first, if people are starting to watch prepping videos and getting in the mind frame and need to start prepping, that's awesome. But don't panic.
Yes,
Don't go into debt to prep. Don't max out your credit cards.
Great.
Don't get new credit cards. Don't take bank loans out so you can get food storage. You can do it. Look at your monthly income, and you may have to cut out Starbucks. You may have to say, I don't go out and eat every night, and you can get extra money for prepping. But don't ever go into debt to prep, because then you're in debt, and then you're a slave to debt, and you don't want to be in that position. But the mind frame, I think, for me, I think a lot of us started off with a gun, right? We had the mind frame. We want to get a gun. Why? Because we want to defend ourselves and our family. And then once you open that door, then you start thinking, well, you got a gun. So what? So then you get in the mind frame. Well, if this happens, what am I going to do? And then you start thinking about prepping, and then you start getting into the prepping scene. And then once you start doing that, you're thinking, well, I'm prepping, but how am I going to keep the food coming in? And then you start getting in the mind frame of farming and planning and that kind of stuff. So I think they're all weaved together. I think if you get one thing, eventually you're going to go, I'm going to say the rabbit hole. You're going to go down that rabbit hole. You're going to start thinking about all these other stuff and all these other avenues that you're not prepared for. Because we all get guns to be prepared.
Big Pressure, what up, man? Ladies,
so we start.
Whoever
I think we start going
what's
down
up,
that
y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Parasite, what's up, man? New York City, what's good?
New York.
Hello, Rodney.
Brady, what's up?
What up? I just want to say, whenever you bring up prepping, I just want to say thank you for that, because the reason why I say thank you, my grandfather, he came to America, and we lived in Brooklyn, in Bushwick, Flatbush, Queens Village, and as a kid, I used to be anti what he was doing, but now it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
He was growing mint, different vegetables, different things in the backyard. it hit a fan with us as kids because he started growing chickens in Queens Village. Zach, you know,
I know.
a house in Queens Village is just like, yo, RGG, is this a regular house like in Chicago or the South suburbs?
What up,
Small
Steve?
house, but this old man had a basement full of chickens. It was hard on us because, you know, growing up in Queens, kids used to make fun of us. Like, yo, this crazy old man's growing mint, all these vegetables in the yard, and wild chickens and hens and whatever. But today it makes sense why, when he came to America, raised 13 kids, why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense. And I just want to say thank you, because whenever y'all talking about prepping, it hits a spot in my heart.
What's up, Siege?
It hits a spot. And I just want to say thank you. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I just want to say thank y'all. I'm diving back into it because I got to thank my wife and her family, because they're from Mississippi, Louisiana. They're from the deep South, and they still got farms out there, and they still do their thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just want to say thank you. It's cultures are coming together. Bless up, everybody.
Bless up.
Same to you, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Peace, Rodney.
Man.
And again, prepping has so many other avenues to it. You know, at some point you can't lone wolf it for so long. When you have marauders, groups of marauders, and you're just one person defending against so many other people, you have to form a community. And in that community, you're going to have people that know sewage systems, electrical work, construction. You're going to need to rebuild, or if you have to move, you have to build homes, or whatever the case may be. It takes a lot of people to make that all work. Prepping has a spot for everybody. If that is your strong spot, prep for that. So now you become an asset. Should you have to join somebody's group or your community, this is what you bring to the table. This is what you're good at.
What's up, Melanated?
Be used for that. It's just not.
Rhonda.
It's just not located or designed just for these 2 or 3 or 4 topics that we're talking about. But these are major topics that we're talking about, because without those things, and I can't stress medical enough, you know, we're so used to just picking up a phone, hopping on the computer and having a doctor tell us whatever to do. What if that all goes down? What if the grid goes down and now you're just stuck there and you got to figure out how to fix somebody in your family? Somebody's sick, you got to do simple repairs that you didn't take the time out to either get some training or get a book or get some equipment that will help you, you know, get through that part of it. Prepping has a lot to it. Like Rojo said, don't get overwhelmed. Get things that you're going to need. And these are like simple things that you're going to need. Prepping has so many parts to it. Get in where you fit in and make it work for you. You're going to need security. That comes into play with a lot of people who have that background and that training. You may not want to shoot a gun, but you can buy ammo and you can hand it off to those people. There's so many things that you can do just to prepare yourself and allow yourself an opportunity to survive, because that is the bottom line, to survive whatever is going to happen. But if you're working with nothing, then what do?
One of my biggest things, RGG, is like she emphasized, medical. We overlook that so much. We go out and buy, you know, these weapons, these firearms. We talk about this ammo, this, that, and the other. But none of us prepared to handle what happens if we are, you know, subjected to somebody who shoots us with a firearm, or a level with a firearm, or even a car accident, or tripping down the stairs, or something that, you know, causes a severe injury. None of us are prepared for that. You know, all of us have guns around here for the most part. How many of us have a tourniquet and know how to use it? This is $30. Is your life worth $30? I hope so. I hope it's worth $30. But having this and knowing how to use it are 2 different things. What I want to see is everybody in this chat tonight to get their tourniquet out and practice. So like North Florida Tactical, he'll say, you know, right arm go, left arm go. You get in here, you know, somebody yells that out, and you got to get that on your right arm or left arm within 30 seconds. And so for a $30 investment, you just talked about practical. What happened in New York? What's happening in Philly? What happened in SoCal? What happened in Seattle? People got shot. The red blood cells end up on the pavement. The more red cells on the pavement, the lowers their ability to survive. I think, there's a formula that goes by for every, liter of fluid you use. It decreases
Roll, what up?
your life
Jag, what's up?
expectancy for survival.
Bro.
Learn how to use this. This is a basic. Everybody should have this in their toolkit and practice on it every week. Just like you go to the range, practice this every week or every day. Serious. So that's one of the things on medical we need to get up to speed on, because again, my practical experience in my 60 years on the earth, I've never had to shoot anybody, but I can't count the number of times outside of my EMT, outside of my respiratory therapy, outside of my neonatal experience, I've had to save somebody's life or interject myself in a medical emergency.
Yeah.
That's all of us have that capability. All of us can learn that.
We should do it live. We should do a live on that.
You should do a Florida Tactical come on here and speak as well, because he took his class, and I think if people just invest in themselves, it's going to pay off in the long run.
We have to do that. This is the book for notes that I took during this class. This book is full of stuff in here that he goes over in that course. And
it's an online class. This is the amount of notes I took on an online class. It's a thorough training.
Yeah, so that's investing in yourself.
When North Florida got the online class?
Yeah.
Stop the bleed. You could do it, and that's.
He's asking for the link.
Right. You need to get him in. He's offering that. You have the brother who has, the IFAC kits. You make those IFAC kits. Everybody should have an IFAC kit, individual first aid kit. It's not a huge investment.
While we wait for North Florida to come in, I'd like to answer Cabo's question. Is prepping different for city life opposed to country life? I mean, I'm sure I know the answer to that, but I'll let you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kirby.
From a city point of it, like where you have subways and things like that, you should have a respirator. You should have certain things that you may not have to have in the country, or, some place where you're not dealing with all those type of things. You have to have situational awareness that is out of this world in the city. That is part of prepping. Where you're not dealing with all those type of things.
What's up, man?
YouTube.
You gotta turn that YouTube off.
In the city, that is.
We done went over this with you one time, man.
YouTube.
What up, man?
All right. I'm slow on it this time, but I got it. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, how you doing?
RGG, what's happening? That guy with guns.
Hey, real deal. You loud as hell walking, man. I might have to mute you.
Yeah, I'll mute myself.
All right.
Hey, Deborah. Plugged in.
So, Mr. Zodi, man, what can you tell us? I didn't know you had an online class.
Oh, right. I be trying to really, honestly, I don't really do a good job of telling people about that. To me, that's like the best thing, because a lot of this information you can get from home, which actually makes it a lot easier when you do come to an in-person. If you already have this information, we could actually spend more time practicing the skills, like hands-on, than actually doing more classroom. So I like to encourage people to do it. Even if they don't come to an in-person class, there's a lot. You walk away from that at least knowing how to respond in a crisis. Like, okay, I got my gun. This is not the answer right now. Let me switch to this, and you'll know what to do. Definitely.
So let me ask you this: if somebody wanted to learn stop the bleed, or at least get the basics, they could take your online class. How can they do that?
Well, they can visit www.northfloриdatactical.com. On the front page, you'll see like a tab or like a box for stop the bleed.
Excuse me, sir.
And also, one moment.
One
moment, y'all.
Might have to stop the bleed right now. Sound like you.
Yeah. One moment, y'all. Don't mind.
You can come back in, man. You can come back in. Don't worry about it. You're welcome. Let him go do what he got to do, man. He got to take care of his business. So I think that's dope. So with the online class, I was gonna ask him how much it costs and all that stuff. Get to that part.
gonna put the link in the chat so you can go to the website.
There's no excuse. I mean, think of all your family members. I like to, put it in a practical sense again. What if your family member, it's not even a gunshot. There was a sister who fell, had a glass of wine, tripped, fell, cut her major artery in her neck, and bled out on the floor. What if that happened to somebody in your family? What if you had a major cut or something else that would happen to your family member? How would you feel sitting there watching them die? It's not a good feeling. I've seen people, that's not a good feeling. You don't want to be in that situation. That should motivate you to do something, at least get a minimum level of training. You don't got to be, A number one, but get that training because you're going to have to use it eventually. And you become more of an asset, not only to, other people, but to yourself and the community at large. All these situations that are becoming more prevalent. Just look at the news. What are you going to do when that happens? And wouldn't you want also, even on the selfish mode, if you're the one that gets shot, I want people around me that are going to help me to know what to do. I'm
sorry to cut you off, man.
No, go on.
By show of comment in the chat, who would like to get stop the bleed training, something like that, to know what to do in an emergency like that? Who needs that training? Or if you already have it, you could say I already have it or something. But I definitely need to put me in it. Let me put me. Shit. I need it. Because I think it's every time, man, I get all messed up because I be like, damn, I'm so far behind the 8 ball. Because I think it's every time, man, I get all messed up. Man, turn off YouTube behind the 8 ball. Why I got to keep yelling at?
He can save you
too, man. You're a nice guy, and then I always got to yell at him.
He can save your life, but he can't turn off YouTube.
Stop the bleed, can't stop YouTube. What the
hell? What's going on, y'all?
What's up, man? So okay. I see a few people that say I have it, but I see a lot of people saying they'd like to get that training, man. I think it's critical because when I see a lot of this stuff on the news, y'all, and I'm gonna tell you something that's never crossed my mind. And it's gonna sound crazy because me growing up where I grew up at, especially in the early 90s, where the violence was at an all-time high. And there was so much gun violence and guys getting shot around me, losing homies left and right. And do you know stuff like this never ever crossed my mind? Like, what would I do? We just trying not to get shot.
Right.
You think about what would I do if something happened to one of my loved ones or even myself, but I'm not prepared. I may not have the tools with me. I don't know what to do. Like, it never even crossed. I never knew what a bug out bag was. I never knew what an EDC bag. None of this stuff ever occurred to me coming out of my neighborhood. As a matter of fact, it never occurred to me until I got on YouTube, to be honest with y'all.
Can we do a group Zoom?
Absolutely. So now it's really starting to bug me because I'll get like Q and Zach, they'll be on me. Like earlier, she was yelling at me today on the phone about telling me I need to step my game up and you ain't doing enough. And then I was like, I got another call, Q, I gotta go.
Yeah, he did.
And then she like, bye then, because she was mad. I wasn't really just trying. I did have another call, but I need to get my stuff in order, man. I absolutely have to. And I say this first because I know it's more of me in this chat that we need to get our stuff together.
Well, I know I put me in there. You know why? Because it's a diminishing skill. I was a medic back in 1892.
Yeah, BP was doing this stuff when they invented money.
Before my and rocks with the center cut out. But so you have to practice this stuff. You have to do this stuff. When I got out there, I was like doomed and messing up. You have to get out there and practice that stuff. That's why I love these classes because teach it. It's practically based. It's evidence based. It's not just stuff he made up. There's an organization that goes out, They're gathering data, they're evaluating the data, they're seeing what works. Okay, this doesn't work, throw it out. Let's do something else. Test it. Boom, boom, boom. So it's scientifically evidence based, and that's what we have to have. Stuff that works. We don't have time for stuff, in a situation like that, to be doing stuff that's going to hurt people, or because there's a lot of stuff to do. So, can you talk about that a little bit? So,
Yes, absolutely. I want to touch on the evidence based. Thanks for pointing that out, because it does take a lot to call it that. So I appreciate that. It is evidence based. It isn't. There's a lot of data and research from years and years of trauma from different trauma, Marine Corps Joint Trauma Registry, WIDMET data, Vietnam, all the way to present date, that all this information has been gathered from, and all the principles, guidelines, concepts, all that have been developed based off of that data. So we get you to kind of get rid of the stuff you don't need and start taking on more stuff that's most beneficial. For instance, a lot of things are being marketed right now for sale that the data doesn't support, its use. However, if people can make a buck off of it, they will, and they do it all the time, and it shows up everywhere. So we kind of just go ahead and run through all that information, so you know what to leave at home, what you need to actually buy, use, and develop your skills on, so that you can, be the most effective, have a positive outcome, for sure.
About the online class,
Mm-hmm.
what does a class cost for those who can't get online right now? What does it cost to take that class?
It's just $99. It's a Zoom class. The link gets sent once registered. The link gets sent straight to the email that you register with. Everybody that registers for it will be on the same class setting. So if you come with your family and friends or whatever, everybody's going to come for that date. It's every 2 weeks on Saturdays. As of right now, it might change, but right now it's scheduled for Saturdays every 2 weeks. So if you go on the website, you'll see the schedule, and you can just pick whichever one.
Let me throw something at you.
Mm-hmm.
This just came to my head while I was live.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get 25 people in here to take that course on one particular weekend, would you work out something for me?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that, because I didn't get a chance to tell you there are nice group discounts. I mean, like,
that's what we need. We need a nice
hookup. When
I
it's
like that discount.
When there's organizations and groups such as what you're doing, and BP will tell you, I am a stickler for force multiplier. He came out there for the sole purpose of, I was hoping, and that's why he's here, of just getting this out there to the masses. When it's one-on-one, it kind of is more expensive even for me, because I have to take my time, travel, whatever, you know what I mean? But I would like for this as cheap as possible to get out to the masses, so absolutely. If you can put something together, then the
I can put it together. We can put it together. That's nothing.
Absolutely.
Hell, you got 3 or 4 right here on the panel with you. So
okay.
All I gotta do is get the other 20, and I just probably saw 20 me's out there a few minutes ago.
You can cut that to 50%. 50% off.
Oh hell, we all in. What y'all want to do? Who in?
You don't have to leave your house.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Listen, you what's going on.
So not only can we do what this channel has been doing, which is supporting our brothers and sisters and trying to help people within their businesses. This is something. This is a way for us. So this is a win-win. We help a brother, he help us. We get a new skill, and we all do it together. So I think it'll be like a live, but we'll be learning even more.
Absolutely. And it'll feel so much better to be, especially with the organizations, the people in the 2A community, the prepper community, and be around your folks, knowing that if something goes on, that you guys really, everybody really got everybody's backs. I mean, everybody's capable, or at least knows their capabilities and what they can do. It can map to their roles. I mean, you'll also find your limitations too. You'll find out there's some things that need to be done, but you shouldn't be the one to do it.
Yes.
because of the limitation. You'll
You gonna
find
get $100 out of me one way or the other. My wife said next time I'm in, but you got the baby. But there go my 50% discount. That went out the window.
It's a good thing, man. Let's make it happen.
And Rodney
No, man.
Brady, it's an online class because he was saying bring it to South Florida.
No, bro, it's online,
yeah.
man. You can bring it to your dining room.
Right.
Now,
To your-
we have in-person classes. You'll see on the website. If you scroll down past the online Stop the Bleed, our curriculum goes to TACMED, Tactical Medical Care, Advanced Tactical Medical Care, and Complete. BP came out there to the in-person Advanced Tactical Medical Care course, which is hands-on, a lot more scenarios going on. You really get to put what you learned in Stop the Bleed to the test there, but then you learn additional hemorrhage control techniques. You also learn airway management, IV therapy, fluid resuscitation, etc., hypothermic prevention management, drags, carries, and then if we do it at the right place where shooting is allowed, then we have a advanced TAC Med course for alumni, only for people that has gotten this information already, because that live fire event is limited time, 2 days, so we're not going to want to be going over the same classroom stuff that you learn. We want to just get into the practical application of all the interventions and incorporate that into tactical scenarios such as live fire, subway shootings, etc. Shootings, parking lot shootings. It gets real interesting. There's a lot of scenarios in that.
Somebody
Yeah.
wants to do live
You can do
training.
the
You
Real
do?
deal. I got a mute you again, man. I can hit an Indiana win.
Oh, okay. Hey, can I just say something really quick, and I'll just get off? And
You can sing the national anthem if you want to.
Hey, I feel like I'm the chicken man because I'm talking a lot about chickens this year.
Oh, go ahead, chicken man.
So everybody that lives in a town and a city, cities and towns are allowing people to have chickens at their houses, and that's a good and they don't take up much room to make a little chicken house outside. And eggs are awesome protein, so that's a good food source. Is start raising your own chickens and collecting eggs and eating the eggs, and then if the chicken quits laying eggs, you eat the chicken. So it's a win-win. So,
well, all right.
Right.
Cities allowing people to have chickens in town. So if you can, you should look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, though, is there stuff that people should have for that class that they should maybe have in advance?
Wait. Tap in asked the question and flipped over. He said, how important is it to know your blood type?
Yeah, okay. Good question. To me, that's very important, because you'll learn in Advanced Tech Med too that trauma medicine is learning and understanding now that it's important that when you're a casualty of trauma, that they need to start putting blood products in you. Before, they used to just be cool with putting IVs in you, putting lactated ringers, but now the studies show that we really want to get blood products in them as quick as possible. Like, even if we can put it in them on the bird, we will, because that increases survivability. People, BP will tell you, people will die subsequently in the hospital from too much blood loss. But when you resuscitate with blood, that kind of mitigates that big time. So, but they can't do that if they don't know your blood type, you know, unless they're carrying, generally in the field, the universal blood type. It's a good idea for you to make that very identifiable, just in case that's an option that you have, and you don't want them not knowing your blood type being the reason you don't get resuscitated and you die 2 weeks later in the hospital, like Tupac or something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's deep. Any Nebraska Gun Freak, what's up, brother? Let me speak to you first, and then I'll ask you a question. Here
Gun Freak, what up?
Any of y'all have a list of minimum things you would want for if poo-poo hit the air condition? I've mainly been supplying ammo, gas masks, and kits for me and my family. Going to start working on food and other things now. Carbon Q.
You can answer that. Go ahead. We just had a talk today.
Come on, don't do that to me.
Honestly, I think he should check out
You need some water. I can tell you that. Water always
Yeah.
works. That's
You should
always
check
a
out
good
the-
answer.
You should check out
Water is always good.
you should check out the CDC's website. The CDC actually gives you a pretty good list of some of the minimum things you need to have on hand if things get out of control. You should go check out their website. They have a good list on stuff you should have.
And can I clarify something? They keep saying this crap, 3 days without water. That's bullcrap, because after 24 to 48 hours without water, your kidneys are already shutting down. You're going to irreversible damage to your body. So by the time you get to the third day, the second day, you're already on your way to death. So that 72 hours. So you have to be hydrated in advance and maintain that hydration. So water to me is like, that's the whole
Got that one right.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
What
what's
up,
going
man?
on, Billy? My fly
Billy.
in the building.
Everything good. Hey, yo, I wanted to touch on something real quick with that blood type thing.
I've never seen a subject that you didn't have something to say.
It's something, right? But
go ahead. You
Interesting
my boy.
stuff.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's all up.
my wife just said, "Man, I forgot my blood type. Do you know it?" I said, "I can't remember." But guess who's gonna be able to tell her blood type when when the incident happens?
Your son.
Who she's with the most. So if you don't know your own blood type, learn that, and then learn your spouse or whoever you spend the most time with, learn theirs, and they better learn yours, because you're going to be that first point of contact when they need to bring it up.
I'm glad you said that, because TCCC, what we teach, it's about the person who is closest to the person when there's an issue. They have the highest capacity to affect the outcome. The first person that touches them, all right? So if you're with your wife or your spouse all the time, that person is you, which means you have the highest capacity to affect the outcome of this scenario. It's going down one way or another. But once you put your hands on them, it's on you. Imagine if you're that person and they have an opportunity to resuscitate, but you can't get a blood type up. You are now part of the problem of why, we got to take them all the way over here and figure this out. And people don't make it because it's a race against the clock, So the person that's closest to them, they can do some things, bust some moves.
That's right.
These people would survive. Have you ever wondered why, when, let's just say, an officer gets hurt and they usually survive, right? Even if they're the victim, whatever. Oftentimes, but when a civilian gets hurt, most of the time you hear they die. And I like to liken it to, they get those people, the officer, help immediately. They don't give them time, as opposed to a person that's cuffed or on the floor waiting to get some type of care. I like that as to being the same thing as being around people that don't know what they're doing. I'm like, you might as well have that person laying on the floor waiting to die. They get them to a place of care, but the clock already ran out. And although they are alive now, they will succumb to it later, because the first people that were on the scene didn't do anything.
That's deep.
Yep.
That is deep. Boy, let me get what
you got a lot to do, brother.
I do, man. And the damn problem is I didn't bring a pen down. Yes, I did.
It's a step at a time. You got a tourniquet?
Yeah, I got one in one of my, I don't know how to use it.
Right arm, go.
He said,
Where the hell am I
Look
going?
at him.
look at him.
That's all I can do for you.
Keep going.
He's gonna do it.
6, 7, 8,
We just did a training right here. I'll be
10,
there.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Time.
21, 21. Good to go.
Oh, that's my dog, boy.
Way to
You
go.
told me to do that, boy. I'd have been trying to, ain't no telling what the hell would have happened to my arm.
And imagine how short of a time he would have had if he did it on somebody else and he had both his hands to work with.
And then you got blood. You got to think about a lot of factors. Low light. We train low light with our firearms, right? And we consider that low light. So there's even like trainings where it's like all around being low light, correct? But we don't consider the complications of dealing with what goes down in low light. We wear dark clothing. Bullets are real holes. It's not like the movies. They are hard to find.
They're small.
You do not know where people got shot at, even when they're hit. And you're like, they're trying to tell you where. It's hard to find where people are bleeding from. And people are slowly bleeding out in the night, low light, wearing dark clothing, because people don't know how to evaluate properly. Real quick, you can do an evaluation and find out where this is coming from. But once again, we consider these. We don't make these tactical considerations. We don't link that with medicine as well. Some people just think medicine, some people just think tactical. But when we're in a high risk environment, it all of a sudden becomes both a tactical problem and a medical problem. You have to learn how to deal with both.
What if I'm in a situation and I don't have a tourniquet? What's some good improvise? And I guess I'm not gonna use to improvise.
Yes, you'll have to improvise, or you'll have to make use of skills like I preach direct pressure, good direct pressure. I'm sorry, let me back that up. I preach good direct pressure because there is a difference, and one of them people do and it doesn't work, and then the other one people don't do too often. Even trained people don't do too often, but it does work, and it has the capacity to stop almost all massive hemorrhaging. The only problem is you got to have two hands to do it, and you got to use muscle strength, and requires two hands. So you can't hold a radio, a fire extinguisher, a gun, a baby. So that's when you're going to want to switch to things like tourniquets. But if you don't have anything on you, good pressure or improvised tourniquets.
I have a question. Based on what BP stated about water and having liquids in your body, are there any plants that if we come into contact with, because I know BP stated that he does not go by the 72-hour rule, he goes by the 24-hour rule. Are there any plants that we can
provide hydration?
Yes, sir. Billy, you understand what I'm saying? That would help us provide hydration to help in keeping one hydrated if something was ever to happen like that. Like any plants, roots.
There's a couple. I don't know the names of them. I have a buddy from Mexico.
Okay.
Those big, huge trees that have the roots that are coming out from them, but you can't use the green ones because it's toxic. You have to use the dried ones because it doesn't have the water in there. So there's some plants like that. I'll have to go through my survival book, but there are
respect.
But being able to find water, of course, is
because all I remember is like my grandfather used to tell me certain yams. We call them yams in the States. You can pull out the ground. We'll provide water. Certain bamboo will provide water, but
cucumbers.
Coconut.
Yes, we fall out of touch of that. Coconut will provide water. It's just like
you're right. Black is beautiful. Watermelon, just
facts.
You have to be careful with cactus because certain times of year.
The first answer we came up with.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope because it's. I have forgotten over the years, so I'm just inquiring like, what can we use as alternatives just to get water, just in case. It just popped in my mind based on what BP stated.
Okay, man.
Hey, Ghetto.
What's up,
Ghetto?
Ghetto.
Yeah.
What's up,
What's up, ladies and gents? No, I was just showing them this. It's like $13, man. You can get 1,000 gallons out of it. You could drink out of a mud puddle if you need to.
Yeah, they work.
That's the life straw.
I got a couple.
So,
on plants,
that question that somebody asked earlier about where can you start? Those are good areas.
You can start with a life straw.
Up with water.
Yeah.
In the life straw.
You need to have your comms. You need to have a radio with NOAA settings on it.
To start.
To start, yeah. If anything goes down, you have no communication with outside. You need a radio. One of those.
QB, what up, nephew?
And that's
barbecue. I have a question.
Yes.
Like, in regards to comms, are we trying to just communicate just generally, like with the government, or are we trying to communicate with friends and family? Because trying to get
you want to have communication with any neighborhood that's closest to you, so you can be aware of shortages, threats, deliveries, food deliveries, violent occasions, anything that's closest to you, and then you would try to reach out to see if who is all right that you trust, family wise or whatever, and maybe political stuff. But that first communication should be your circle, in a sense, your nearby neighborhood.
Facts. I respect that.
$23.
My only
$23. That's it.
I see you, Zach. My only concern is like trying to convince my family, my cousins and friends in the New York, Jersey, Connecticut, and Philly area to invest in this is hard. What can we do to try to get them men and women to wake up and invest in some of this stuff here? It's hard. I'm not gonna front. It's hard.
My advice is like, if you talk to your spouse and they're not into it, side step them and go to your children.
No, my wifey's into it, but it's sisters, cousins.
Take the children, take the nieces and the nephews, teach them, start teaching them. Because eventually, if something happens, at least there's somebody who will be the children that'll be like, oh no, Unc said we got to do X, Y, Z. Here go our bug out bags and taught us how to do, or whoever it is that you're teaching, and they're gonna kind of save their parents a little bit, but they're prepared. If you can't get through to the adult, go to the next best thing, which is the kids. Have conversations with.
Do y'all see prepping as one of those things where my bad, Zach?
One of those things that come to as a realization is that some people just ain't gonna listen.
Zach like to say a certain phrase.
Right.
Zach is disheartening, man, because it's disheartening, man.
Let me give you the best advice. This is the dopest advice for somebody who is not into it.
Yeah.
For them, gift something to them. Set them on their journey.
Okay.
Don't be like, yo, you should.
Right.
Yo, I'm sending this in the mail. It's a radio. We can communicate. That's a start.
But this is why I say the children, because send them the radio and they don't know how to use it. But if you sit with the kids or somebody in the house who is open-minded to it, there's somebody there that knows how to use
it's disheartening to me, like just know where my people came from and see where my people are going to. It just took 2 generations and people just don't care no more. And it's disheartening.
And it's always, you know what, and one of the biggest excuses always come to like money. Well, I ain't got no money to buy that, or you making excuses for something that can save your life. Because it always comes down to the thing that we don't think we need it until we need it.
You know what I say, RGG? It's just like investing. People who don't have a lot of money, they say, "Oh, I can't invest." It's like you can't afford not to invest. You don't have a lot of capital.
It takes a couple pennies.
You can't afford not to prep because the system is not set up to come save you. Right. You are going to be ass out on the corner looking for help that's not going to come. So if you don't take care of yourself and your loved ones, it's going to be a hard day for you. And I feel you, Rodney Brady, because it's like, yes, it's disheartening. But at a point, we're going to have to, some people aren't going to make it. It's a hard decision, just like when you're triaging patients. You look at the patient over here, that patient's not going to make it. We got to go and save those that are willing to be saved and that we can save. We don't have a lot of time to waste. Yes, you keep reaching out, you keep encouraging, but some people aren't going to make it. And that's a harsh reality.
It's like, BP, it's like you love so many.
Yeah, you do. I love I want to see everybody, but the reality is everybody ain't going to make it.
Let me
Zach, I feel like I want you to say that word, man.
I can't. I ain't going to.
No, we
not. Speak your truth, family. Speak your truth.
But let me say this though. I want to say this because I think it's kind of powerful. Stuff like this, not just in a live like this where we talk about it and the information is good and the information is powerful. The mere fact that we have the ability to build relationships and that you can have communication with people that have a ton more knowledge than you you should use that. That's kind of what this has been about for me from the beginning. I learned so much in these lives, not just about prepping. It could be about firearms. It could be about, you know, sugar on grits. I learned so much in these conversations, man. And you get to meet so many amazing people that know so many different things. Like you get to learn that I know if I have a question sometimes that I could pick up the phone and call Carbon Q and she'll have the answer. Or I can get in touch with BP and he'll be able to, you know, put me in the right direction. And there's a plethora. I just learned that word last Thursday. It's a plethora of people that come through this chat that I know that I could pick up my phone and call and get information, whether it be Zach, Billy, and vice versa. They can call me and ask me stuff if it's something that I know that they don't. We got to learn how to. She was just talking about comms, short for communication. If nobody knew, we got to learn how to communicate with one another. You got to build these relationships because I know I'll be lacking in some areas.
And we also
a lot of areas.
We come here and nestle together.
We all do.
Right, Billy? We come here and nestle together.
We all nestle together in one tight little nice nestled up corner.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this, fellas. Don't
nestle and chill. You don't want to nestle and chill with me?
Don't get kicked out. I got my hand on the mouth. No, he said nestle today. We was talking on the phone and he just used that. The word was so just weird and out of place. And I hate the fact that he did that and it messed up everybody's day. But we're gonna get back on track here. But I really want us to understand how important communication is, because I'm telling you, man, we all should start. And I did this before, and it seems like it never sticks because I only do these prepping lives once a month or so. I should do it more because today I wanted to talk about it because we always talk about guns. Guns become super duper interesting, right? And I know so many people was coming over from the prepper community saying, hey, I want to learn about firearms. I need to get more into that side of things. So we need to like balance that, and we need to learn more about the prepping side of things. Don't be afraid to go to these guys' channels and hear what they're saying. Or a brother now that comes around often, which is Zodi and North Florida Tactical. We watched the training with BP. That's how we learned about him, because BP been here with me for like ever now.
Excuse you.
Well, through Carbon Q.
That's not what I was like. Good. That's
what
not
happened. But what I'm saying is that's how we learn about this brother. Now that gives us another dimension, another element to be able to turn to and get information. So we know he legit. We know he ain't just some brother from Miami talking about, man, look, let me show you how to stop the bleed. You know,
hey, don't hate on Dade County. From Dade, bro.
I'm from Miami originally myself.
What you do, you get this alligator tail. See, the alligator tail. You just
shout out to Air Gun Bubba, man, the waffle chicken man. Air Gun Bubba talked about fried chicken and disappeared on us, man.
It's good. You know, it's a good thing.
But yeah. So I wanted to say that part. And I appreciate all you brothers on here. Ghetto.
Yes, sir.
It's the funniest thing in the world, man. People that just came in the live, this is Ghetto. Don't ask no questions. That's just what it is.
Respect.
What's happening, brother?
No, man. I seen the question. I'm actually doing a video tonight on my original name is Ghetto Prepper.
Okay.
Coming up hungry, you figure out once you get older, you know, when you put some food back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you watch all the systems falling, which we're all watching. But anyways, it's easy. It's cheap. I just brought out just a few things. This is rice. It's been vacuum sealed up for the last 3 years. It's $20. All it is $20, man, or $9 for a 20-pound bag of rice that will feed you for a while. Beans. All right. This right here. Look what Ghetto does.
That's right.
Ghetto knows how to can. Ghetto knows how to can.
That's right.
That's Ghetto knows. That might be jerk chicken in there. What you got in there, Ghetto?
Where your pork
chops?
Right
here is hamburger.
Where your pork chops, Ghetto?
Who's that pork chop?
Oh, that hamburger.
Hey,
I don't mess with the swine too much. But This is hamburger, and this is my wife's chicken noodle soup, and I got cases of it.
Whoa, you got chicken noodle soup in the jar?
Hell yeah.
With a soda on
Yeah,
the
my
side.
wife made it. Yeah. It's basically carrots, broth, chicken, celery. And what you do is it's the same as buying a can of stuff, man. As long as it's all sealed up, this right here seals up on the top. I'll leave that on for storage. You ain't supposed to keep those on. But yeah, it's completely sealed up.
Hold it by
And
the lid.
then
Ain't gonna come open.
yeah, exactly. You can hold it by the lid.
It's so tight. It's so tight.
Y'all think that pork chops in the can is a joke? I ain't kidding. I got pork chops, brisket, hamburger, meatballs.
I do. They tried to burn us up not 3 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Last year they tried to microwave us. So you telling me you're not prepped up? I don't know why.
How does it look? Does it start turning?
What's up, Pepper 101?
It doesn't start turning.
What's up?
It doesn't start turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back. I'm just gonna fall into the.
It looked like it start. It don't turn
It
colors.
doesn't turn.
Nah, up top is the fat.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks the
The fat
same
goes
way.
to the
It
top,
stays that way for years.
Yeah, if you want to throw me on big screen, man, I'm just gonna show a couple things and I'll be out. But
I don't like
so
putting you
people
on
can
big
see
screen,
it.
Ghetto, because you cuss.
Man, look, I'm not gonna cuss. Look, I'm the handsome guy on panel. Y'all, what's up? No. No, so look, so this is just straight hamburger, man. And you guys know you've seen the meat prices going up and up and up. Right here is cash in the bank.
Yeah.
I could open this up in 5-10 years and I guarantee you it'll still be good.
Wow. Yes.
Duct tape. Get you a gang of duct tape. This is my long-term storage. I didn't grab all of them, but this right here is powdered butter.
I never seen that.
Powdered butter?
Powdered butter.
Boy, you just changed the
powdered
game.
butter before? Powdered butter. Got powdered honey.
Hold on a second.
Eggs. That's right.
Dried whole eggs.
Yep.
Let me show you something. Look at the shelf life.
10
All right.
years?
10 years. And you can make it yourself with a dehydrator.
There you go, Carbon.
Now this is the little one I got for all my flashlights, for my little tablets, for all my lights, which I'm trying to look. I didn't have them, but anyways, I'm doing a video tonight. That's why I got all my stuff out. And look, gentlemen, don't forget your ladies. I tell this on every single panel I get up on. Don't forget your ladies, man. Make sure your ladies are covered. Like this right here, it's got a 25-year shelf life. And this right here will feed me for 2 days, but you can make it last.
What was that? What was all in there? What was all in there?
This one was.
Breakfast stuff.
This is macaroni and cheese, chicken and rice, and pancakes.
I don't know if it go together, but I guess if you're hungry,
Right. It goes together.
make it work.
Yeah.
Morning, breakfast, and lunch.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I was showing earlier. You could use these on a mud puddle if you needed to.
I know
These right here.
They work.
Yeah, they do. These right here actually have saved millions of lives down in Africa. That's where the company, or at least this one, had started. This right here. Look, I'm just trying to put out things that people might not think of. And, it's just cheap stuff. This right here. This is called Pool Shock. I could clean up to 1 million gallons of water and be good for the rest of my life with enough Pool Shock. Just in case. You know what I mean? And that was only, $5-10. I also have a
so you could pour that in the pool.
Yep.
And clean up the water.
And clean up the water, or if you have a nasty pond or the sewer, whatever you need to drink. I mean, we need water, so you use that. You can also use it for security, brake fluid, but I'm not going to do that to your channel.
But this thing right here, bro, the generator thing.
Yeah.
The power pack thing.
This right here.
What does something like that go for?
I got this for $100 off. This is about 200, 250. My bigger one is in the house, and my bigger one could run my freezers because I'm not really worried about having like lights and stuff like that. You want to make sure you keep your freezers. I also take the vacuum seal bags and do it about this much of water, and I seal up the water and I layer my freezers down with the water. That way they're nice little bricks of water. So when the power does go out, and it's not even an if anymore, guys, it's a when. They've been playing us this whole time. It's a win. So when the power goes out, my freezer will last a few more days.
That's
And then with this, got my solar panel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't show it all up here, but to start, but honestly, to start off, what you really want is get some flour, get some rice. And like you guys were talking about, get somebody a little radio. This right here is a solar power weather radio.
Mm-hmm.
Also a power bank with a crank. So I will never run out of flashlight ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause I can fill this up, fill that up, or whatever, what other little device I got. I was showing this. People don't think about this, but this is just a roll of plastic, right?
Great. Yeah.
How if they hit us with a nuke? Some kind of contagion, whatever. You got to be able to plastic up your windows or wherever you're going to stay at in your house real quick. I already have plastic cut to the window sizes. I got 2x4s cut to brace my doors and my windows from being busted in. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my plants. My wife does all the gardening. So what we do is she gardens, she grows it. I can it or she cans it or whatever. It's all, at this point, it should be.
It's kind of
I don't know.
routine for you, it sounds like.
It is. It is, man.
Mm-hmm.
All started when Top Ramen was off the shelves. When the Ronas.
Yeah.
A good place to start, and this a lot of people say this, just try to plan for 3 days without food, water, and power. If you can get that 3 days down, that's a good starting point. Then you go to 3 weeks. You build up. You already have the thing down on what you like, what you need, because everybody has a little bit different tastes, little different budgets. Get those 3 days done, and then expand, scale it up. It's just scalability. Find out what you need on that small scale, scale it up to 3 weeks. Okay, now I got 3 weeks down. Can I get up to 3 months? If you can do 3 months, if society collapses or something goes down for 3 months, you're going to be ahead of 85, 90% of the people if you can be on your own for 3 months. Because all those people who didn't prepare, all those people who aren't ready, they're gone by the wayside.
So that's a goal. That's the goal to
lack
be
of
set.
power, lack of medicine, they're gone. So now you're on the way to, rebuilding and stuff like that. So make those short-term goals. 3 days. Go out, get my water, get your containers, your water purification, because you have to have water, food, and filter. And medicate, I like to say health or medications and your health stuff too. And everybody's going to be different on that aspect. So get that for 3 days, 3 months, and then,
Go get them fish antibiotics.
Zodi, are you a prepper?
I am not by any means an expert in prep. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna lay it out there. I'm in here because I'll be learning about prepping from y'all, man.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Because I know everybody else on here besides you and me are definitely in it to win it.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you guys, Zach, Q, Billy, BP. Well, damn, ghetto.
Damn, that grocery store.
These are empty ones though. So I left about. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I left about a half a cup to a cup of laundry soap in these and filled them up. This is what's going to happen. I mean, you're going to need it to wash your clothes, clean out the toilet, stuff like that. If everything goes down.
Don't get mad, ghetto. I copped that. I did that. I started doing that. I saw you do that.
All right. Good. Yeah, I was over at Ben shooting and showed that out there. Sorry to cut you off, man.
Shout out to ghetto shows ghetto side. He cut you off, but then he dope with that prepping.
Right.
Pardon if I say this real quick, and Ghetto would agree. Those with the soap in it already, you can also hang those over yourself with puncture holes acts as a shower.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll be damned. So
I prep baby
wipes. That's what I was about to ask. How many days are you guys prepared for right now if things shut down in some type of, not even necessarily, SHFT the fan? How many days are you guys ready to survive right now? If you had to plug in, if you was
honestly, I could eat fat for 3 months. I could probably stretch it out for twice that, but I could eat solid and protect and power 3 months for me. I want to get up to, a little bit more than that, but I can do 3 months solid.
I could do 6 today. With what I have today, I could do 6.
You could do 6 months?
Yep.
Months, a half a year.
Yes.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's
How
why
about you, Q?
That's why my wife yells at me because I got
Close to a year. I'm looking at 9 months to a year.
So you don't got to leave out the crib for a year.
I could stay in the house, yeah. For 6
You can
months.
now. How about you, Billy?
I probably last about 2 weeks.
Okay.
My brother. Dang.
6 days.
No.
I don't even know how long we'll make it, boy.
Erica, like, no, he can do it longer than that.
But check it out, though. Oh, damn, almost a year. Now think about that, y'all. Now, are you going to be eating those MREs at that point? After how many months? Like,
that's why it's good to do organic, have freeze dried. If you mix it up,
Every day you got to mix it up, man.
Don't eat all
If
your
we
good
have a
stuff,
water
all
supply,
your,
Don't eat straight MREs. That's gonna mess your stomach up.
Oh yeah.
And that's why you have to. That's why you have to test your food. Know what your food does to you. You gotta open up those cans that you can. Like when I made that chili, made that chicken, I got a couple cans to see how. Okay, did I do it right? Is it running through me? Same with the MREs, because certain ones they'll make you loose or they make you
I like that you said that. I think everybody should eat 3 days supplies of what they would be eating and test out what it does.
Damn, Ghetto got a
Right. Hey man, we ran out of spot. We ran out of room, but that's a king size bed. That's all. That's all canned meat and canned vegetables.
That's what's up.
And then water.
And you put a mattress on top of that?
Yeah, that's me and my girl's bed. Yeah, because we ran out of room, man. We've been doing this for a minute, and you didn't ask me, but I'll tell you, we got about 2 years. But you want to make sure you're self-sufficient. So even if we only had 3, or even if we only had 9 months like Carbon, we'd be able to grow the food within that time frame and restock our shelves up.
Now, for me, my 3 months, that's for 4 people.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's
for 6 months. It's 3 people. If it was
it's
myself, I'd be here for a long time.
right. And for me, it's 2 years. 2 years with 4 people.
Wait, I got. You said I got to get the 3 days first, BP.
Yeah,
3 days. Get to 3 days. That's your first goal. That's easily attainable.
Man, flour and rice. Just grab some flour and rice.
I keep saying this. I say this every time we get on Ben Shooten's channel. Every time I go to the damn store, the Twinkies are gone, the ding dongs are gone, but the rice and the bean aisles are full every damn time.
Oh,
every damn time.
Y'all,
full.
hey,
Get
can I
those
tell you
healthy
something?
beans.
Can I tell you something? Since the coronavirus happened, right? They have had.
I ain't gonna even cap.
They have had EBT maxed out in every single state, in every single account. They have completely maxed it out. So imagine all that food. And that's only part of our population. That's why you don't see the Twinkies and all the colorful packaging, because folks don't know how to use the EBT. But
that's why you gotta be a payday prepper.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have, be a payday prepper. I don't care if you just go get
exactly
$20 goes a long way.
Right, go to the dollar store. You can get plenty. You can get rice, and when I first did my first big build up of beans, I bought them from the dollar store because they had the best price. And I ended up getting like 100 pounds of pinto beans and then black beans and all that. That was my setup to store to keep it, so I would have all that and the rice. The rice you get the best price at big box stores like Costco and Sam's and stuff like that. You get them big bags, and you can either use Mylar bags, or you can with rice you can use bay leaves because it keeps the critters away. Things like that.
The thing is, you also have to have a way to cook it too. People don't think about what if the power goes out.
Say that.
Get your propane stove. Get your stack up your propane or whatever else. You gotta have, because a lot of people they have it, but then they can't cook it.
So
they don't know how to turn on the stove.
Right.
Or single burners if you got a solar generator. Make sure the wattage hooks up to it.
Exactly.
Or know how to.
No, man, I need to come.
Get you some
rocket
rocket
by the crib one day, man. But look at it.
That you know, start fire.
Is that I forgot whose live I I was watching. I don't know if it's Prepper Tribe or if it was Hutch's live, but they were saying that some people who have been prepping for a while, they're now tapping into their own prepping stash because of the price of food now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can't afford to eat.
that's
And I want to say something that you can do, and it may seem a lot more expensive, but it's not. You in the long run, you need to not forget about the restaurant supply stores. Because during the whole pandemic thing, people were, oh, I can't get none at Walmart. I can't do this. We got a particular chain of stores here. I would go there, got every damn thing that I needed in bulk, everything. It seems a lot more expensive, but that stuff is always there because there's two. For people who don't know, there's two separate supply chains. There's a restaurant supply chain, and then there's a consumer supply chain.
Yeah.
And the problem was during the whole thing, they didn't know how to merge the two supply chains because if they had, it wouldn't have been all them shortages. Because you were able to find all types of stuff in the restaurant supply. I learned that from watching some guy from a video from 3 years ago.
And the interesting part on that
everything is there.
When the restaurant supply chains it's because the restaurants are shutting down. When the pandemic happened, they couldn't open the doors, so they weren't getting stuff. So now the restaurant supply places are stuck with all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So get you a membership and hit them up.
I see Zodi got him some. You
Nigga,
just
you
gonna
can go
sit there and eat, huh? I'm sitting
part of the
there
country is GFS.
Yeah, man.
You just gonna eat while we talking about starving right now. Go ahead.
I'm at this I guess there's this big. I'm in Sacramento, California right now, so they celebrate 420 like crazy out here, and they got this big event going on.
Oh, they smoking over there, huh?
Yeah, right.
Shout out for
doing their thing here, and here's the food. It's looking good, you know what I mean. So
well, you know they got some fire food.
Right. Everybody got the munchies out there cooking
right.
And
I wanted to touch on something.
Got a little thing, and my stomach started growling. I'm like, man.
I wanted to touch on something, and I know we left the bleed a few minutes ago, but if you do have a response bag with medical supplies, whatever, please do yourself a favor and do not get black gloves. Make sure your gloves are either the white opaque color or that light blue gloves. When blood goes on the black gloves, you often can't see that there's blood on them. You want to make sure that you keep aware of that person's blood, and you don't want to touch other people knowing that sometimes you touch somebody and didn't even know that blood was on them.
That's actually our curriculum. Leave the black gloves for the tattoo artists.
Zodi, why did they come up with the whole black glove thing? I never understood that. What is that?
For the tattoo artists, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I remember fielding them in 08 with Marines or whatever like that. They were just tactical. We just considered subdued black things tactical, harder to see. But once again, a lot of this data you don't find out till using it, and then you have some corpsman or some medic out there doing blood sweeps, and he's running across the same problem that he can't see the blood. Mm-hmm. So he's missing bleeds, life-threatening bleeds while he's doing his blood sweep. It gets ignored. That casualty dies. Later on, we analyze that data, and it's like, you know what? Put on purple gloves or white gloves or something, not black, because it just makes it impossible to see the blood when you perform your casualty evaluation.
And like you said, these lessons are what?
Written in blood. All these lessons are written in blood. Mm-hmm. We did just say people already got dark clothing, and we already know that hemorrhaging can oftentimes be hard to see. It's not like the movies where you'll see these little bitty like 9mm that everybody likes to shoot. That's also in our complete. We go over wound ballistics and how it affects profiles, affect the body. But those holes are really tiny in people. It's literally the same size that you shoot in your paper target. You know how, you shoot a target, and it's generally smaller than the actual circumference of your bullet. That's because it's round nose.
Your skin is also elastic, so it will.
Yeah, our skin is super, super stretchy. Everything except for certain organs that don't like to be stretched, like our brain, liver, etc. But everything else, our body is super, super stretchy, so it will expand and leave a tiny hole. So if that's hard to find, then you're trying to identify trauma, by doing your evaluation, but you're shooting yourself in the foot by putting on black gloves, which the whole point is to find bleeding, and black gloves don't help you do that at all. So,
damn, man. Jared, I did get that gas pedal on, brother. Thank you, man, so much for that. What I was gonna say, because everybody just rudely interrupted me. Thanks, Billy.
Sorry.
No, I was talking about like when you guys were talking about the time, how long you're able to sustain. Is that considering your power and everything is working inside the home, your stove or anything, or can you do that without stuff working?
I got butane and burners and all types of shit. Excuse me, stuff around here just in case that happens. You gotta have.
For me, it's everything's down. Like we had in February last year in Texas. It's that situation. We don't got crap. We don't got food, water, power. We're done.
Well, most preppers prep in the mindset of no power at all.
Right.
Okay. Damn, man.
And just another resource when you were saying the restaurants, the Mormon churches, they also have a food stock. It's the Mormon pantry. I have to look it up, but anyways, it's in every city around the United States, and they sell bulk food. They usually have stuff a lot of people don't have.
Don't they do their own farming generally?
Yes. Yeah.
I was in Alturas, California, and there's I don't want to screw up their name, but they're like Mormons, they're like Mennonites or something like that.
Mennonites.
Okay, Amish.
Well, and they're responsible for like growing, even though they're their own community, they have so much surplus food that they even sell it to grocery stores. So they're pretty self-sufficient. They got
the Mormons have been doing that for years. I mean, like they have like a ridiculous stockpile of food if something happens.
Yeah.
Food. They are mostly a lot of them are trained in woodwork, construction, plumbing. They are a self-sufficient community. You know, amazing, and they also mentally, a lot of them don't rely on technology.
Yep.
No.
So the missus had a good question. So like for people in the hood, right? Where if you're familiar with being in the city, it's a little bit different, you know, where people live in apartments. They could be, y'all know how the city is, no matter pretty much what city you in. Prepping can, I imagine, be a little bit more challenging.
Grocery stores, it's only like corner stores.
Yeah, so should they be getting outside the city, going to the depots, the Sam clubs?
I would say yes, because a lot of people I know here where I am in Dayton, where I live at, right, there's almost like a food oasis because I have Marks around the corner. I have two Krogers within a mile of each other, Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart, everything. It's like it's a food oasis. But now if I go about 30 minutes, what is that? 30 minutes south. If I go, 30 minutes east,
it's a food desert.
It's a food desert. I mean, literally, it's a food desert. All of the major chain stores have left. There's nothing there. It's a food desert. So yes, if they can and they have the ability, I would say it's not ideal, but you do want to get outside of that community and go somewhere so you can get fresh vegetables and things like that. Where they're not going to be gouging you on the prices and stuff. If you can do that, it's a good thing. If you're living in a food desert, you got to get what you need to get. So you need to get outside of your general area and get somewhere where that stuff that you need is.
And then learn. You can't afford not to do that. Like you took, Ghetto's canning. We can't afford not to do stuff like that because we don't have those resources nearby. So we, like you said, we gotta stack that stuff deep. Just like we stack, these guns deep. We stack those guns deep. You gotta stack that food deep, those medications deep, because you can't afford not to. Like you said, take a payday and just take a certain percentage of it. Even 10% tithe, consider that your 10% tithe to your family's house.
Yeah. If you pay insurance, then you can buy some food. That's how I tell my cousin and my family. Is if you pay insurance just in case a car wreck happens, well, what about just in case you run out of food or just in case?
Like that.
I mean, look at just I can't say the names because you two got the policies, but look at the war that's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize how many countries that they supply wheat for?
Yeah.
Just in Egypt, Zimbabwe, all these countries are getting zero wheat.
Yep.
Man, I got like 300 pounds of flour in there. I mean, I started stacking it up. You know what I mean? Each payday, I just get a little bit, vacuum seal it up, and that's why I went this way. Most people do the Mylars and all the extra stuff. To me, that's just money out of my pocket. I just seal it up with a little $30 vacuum sealer. This right here.
The other night, that was a good idea. I thought the way you did that rice, because I have like the big storage like that. But I said I'm going to start doing that because I have the food savers and I do all that stuff. I store my meat in the freezer that way. And I was like, that the way you did that, those basically like family size packs, I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to open up your big buckets because you can get like the gamma lids for your buckets. Yep. But if you don't have those, you do what he's doing right there. That's actually a real good idea. Just have them forever, man.
And it could be currency too. What's up?
Back into the I guess the subject tonight about linking the item.
Right.
And you got to protect because you got a hell of a stash.
I can protect them.
I know. I think it's important that people know that once you do start prepping and you start, you become a gold mine.
You do, but that's why you don't tell people. Now I'm going to tell everybody that your number one prep, maybe your number two, but it's your number one is people, like-minded people. That way you can come together. You got to vet them all the way to freak down. Like I wouldn't tell 90% of my homeboys about what I got right here at my house. I've got like 3 people in my family that even know about this stuff, and that's because they got more guns than me. So I got to bring them into the fold. But you don't. It's basically once you start doing, when you talk to people and ask them, you don't want to tell them like, "Look, man, I got all this stuff, man. You need to join me." No. Because that's going to turn it off for them. They'll be like, "Shoot, all right, man. What's your address again?"
That's so real. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to give a piece of my mind on that. It's gonna sound a little messed up, right? I'm just go ahead and give it. So everybody, y'all said how long y'all could bug in for, and I was thinking to myself, I can't bug in that long. And then instantly I said, I'm gonna have to be a raider then. So I already am the bad guy, you guys. Just to be real with y'all.
So, you're not gonna roll up on me, man. Come on, man.
I'm just being real.
But just know, most of us got the same kind of artillery you got, and we've been planning on this for a minute.
Raiders get shot first.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's why it is important that you learn to protect it because people are thinking that.
Exactly.
People really are thinking that. They know you do need to train. You do need to have because they're coming. Everybody says regardless, you're either prepared or you're not, and it's not like the unprepared are gonna just go out sad without starve to death on the ground. They're gonna do what dogs do when they get
you'd be surprised what the soccer mom would do when her kids are hungry. You know what I mean? She'll smoke somebody to come get just a whole bag of top ramen. That's it.
So
what up, Trey?
Say that people will be coming for it. They will.
Yeah.
We're resilient. Human beings are real resilient. We're going to try to survive.
Oh yeah.
Even if we have to throw all that other stuff out the window, we're going to try. We're built like that.
Yeah.
So what about the gardeners? I think about them. How do they prep? How do they protect? Their gardens if they have tons of acreage. How do they protect? How do they do those kind of things? Do they have to bring people in maybe who don't have those gardening skills to maybe assist them? Like you said, bring a community that can do something outside of the gardening to protect the collective.
Yeah, people are our greatest prep. They really are. People really are. And the knowledge and skills to be able to bring to a community just in case you need it. Now, we plan on bugging in, don't get me wrong, but we also plan on bugging out as well. I have pieces of paper written down for where all the food warehouses are in my area. I know who's going to go to the store. You know what I mean? Most people that aren't paying attention, they're going to go straight to the store. You want to go straight to the source of where the store gets the stuff. Just like, I said it on another one. I don't mean to disrespect on this one, but I even prep drug dealers because there's going to be a whole lot. We're not going to see a military type system in the United States if the grid goes down. This is going to be full on gangster shit. Excuse my language. It's going to be man versus man. That's it. It's going to be all out war. It's not going to be National Guard coming in. No. They're going to be protecting their family too.
Tell it.
Now, let me ask y'all, opinion wise, everybody's going to vary because of location or their abilities physically, whatever it may be. What is your plan or is there a plan for a bug out scenario? Do you want to be in a woodsy area? Do you want to be near water? Do you want to stay near roadways? You know, is there any thought that runs through your head or an actual action plan to where the hell you're going to be?
I have it all mapped out. I have it scheduled out. I went on a site that I gave on Ben Shootings. I share that site with people to where you can go and you can look at, you know, what type of flora and fauna in the area, the water sources, this and that and the other. So I have a couple places that I already have planned out. I have caches along the way, you know, where I can have stuff, you know, and also once I get a group of people, so maybe they can I pass that information on to them. So yeah, I definitely have that in my plan. I don't want that to be the case, but that has to be a possibility. You have to plan for all that until I get my property, hopefully next year or so. Those are mine. They're going to wooded areas that have 50% forest coverage, has water sources. It's not near any major roads. There are elevation changes, so I can, you know, try to get to a higher ground and maybe scout out. So, and I've been to those areas. I know the roads. So I think you have to have some kind of plan if you have that possibility, for me at least.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We
But,
don't.
you know, go ahead.
We're gonna be like Ray and Claude. That's our plan.
RGZ over here like, man, these motherfuckers shaming me up here. Like, I got some top ramen and Kool-Aid. How long we gonna last, back?
That's what I just said. You heard me.
I didn't hear you.
I'm with you, RGG. I'm over here like,
It's important. It really is important, guys, because you got to go down the list of what's coming in on when it comes to the news, right? What do you think is going to happen when we don't have fertilizer? We get no fertilizer right now because of what's going on over there. We getting zero, and our country really runs on fertilizer. And that's just one small thing. Look at how many millions of birds, millions of chickens that they just killed because of the bird FLU. You know what I mean? Look at all the states that are condemning beef that have paid. Look what I ain't trying to make it political, but look what Trump did to the farmers. And I'm definitely not either side, F them both. But look what the administration in the beginning of 2020, they paid farmers to stop growing food.
They paid them to destroy the crops.
Yeah, to destroy it.
Now look how much because of the industry. Man.
Look how much farmland Bill Gates got. What that dude needs so much freaking farmland for? And then look at what Bill Gates been doing and his family's been doing. You know who created Planned Parenthood? Bill Gates' parents. And y'all already know what the hell Planned Parenthood was made for. And I'm not trying to go on an event on your show, man. Sorry. But there's just too many reasons for us to be able to protect ourselves and our families. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention.
Anybody here think I hear a lot of bug ins. I don't hear a lot of bug outs. I heard BB.
Bug outs.
Everybody think about
that's my second resort because I'm not trying to be a refugee in my own country.
You know what the thing is. Also, people have to realize you have to weigh those out because I know I said this the other day that bugging in may not be a possibility for whatever the scenario is. So a lot of tornadoes, a lot of hurricanes, a lot of flooding, fires. There's so many more realistic points that can make you have to bug out immediately as opposed to bug in.
And that's why my bug out scenario is
coming. Get yourself for that bug out mentally and physically, and you have to realize that you're going to be kind of less things are going to be available to you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to carry crazy stuff. All them firearms, one or two. Water, food, you know, it's gonna be.
That's why I got a gang of this, the dehydrated stuff, and the little bug in my bug out bags, all ready to go in the car. I think BP was kind of saying it, or I don't know if he had just said it, but also at your bug out place, you want to make sure you got these buckets right here already buried, ready to go. You know what I mean? On your trip to your bug out. I mean, you know, if you got money, and when you're burying stuff like that,
have to be annotated. Have to know exactly where it is.
Yeah,
information on to somebody else. Hey, meet me here. Again, nobody ever talks about time. I never hear anybody get you watches because if you have to meet up and you say meet up at this time and place, and you get there 5 minutes late,
They gone.
Yeah.
Also, if you need to exercise any type of coordinated anything,
Anything.
it has to
Exactly.
be uncoordinated. You're gonna be, and you have to be separate. You're gonna be depending, like when you pre-set up your plan, you're gonna obviously have like a
So
a place. You're gonna have to be able to have synchronized watches.
yeah, and so I mean, there's other preppers that do it in their own little areas, but let's say SHTF happens right now. My core group, if anything was to happen to them, it's all situational. They go to the local library every single day at 3:00.
There you go.
You know what I mean? As soon as it happens, boom, every single day they go into the library at 3:00. That's in case we ain't got no radios, we ain't got nothing to be able to talk to each other. We're able to go connect at a certain spot, you know what I mean, and be able to meet up with each other or see whatever. Now, again, you got to make sure you know these people. I have a very small group, but you got to make sure you trust these people with your life.
Yeah, you're not walking into a trap or something, you know.
Exactly.
You got somebody
And
else, you know.
you got to vet them for a while.
Yeah,
That's why me and my family solo dolo. Where I'm good. I don't like nobody. Stay away from my food. We're good.
I don't like nobody.
Exercise.
But you have to trust. You have to trust some people. And the last thing on my Canon stuff, man, RGG. Look, man, you could do this tonight if you wanted to, right? This right here is called ghee. This has got a forever shelf life. All this is it's called ghee. Yeah, GHEE.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Clarified butter.
Yeah, that's all it is. And basically not the store-bought stuff, because that's expiration. This right here, this is what they've been having for hundreds of years. So all you do is take out some regular butter and boil it until the steam stops. And then you take out all the liquid from it, put it in the jar, and it self-seals. So I can have this on the shelf forever. And that's all it is butter, though. It's a cheap, easy way to can and to get yourself, started on canning. Because that's what I did first was the ghee. I was uncomfortable canning, man. It was an uncomfortable process.
But
and don't forget, man.
Now you got used to it.
Oh, man, yeah, we can't stop. My wife can't stop neither. She's like, oh, hell yeah. Because all she has to do, look, on a lazy night, everybody knows the lazy nights for dinner. We end up calling up, getting some whatever. All my wife got to do is just pop this in a microwave or on a pot and throw some rice in it, and we're good.
I just did that the other night. My chili, got a can of chili, made from rice. It was like, boom.
Yeah.
Go.
And you know the ingredients. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. And Zach walked me through my first time. I was scared. Zach walked me through it. Don't just do this, and I got through it. I was like, oh man, that was good. So
it just seems
y'all can't leftover foods
till you did it.
You be canning, Zach?
Oh yeah, man, I can, brother.
Oh, you got to get on the shows with us. We got a canning stream that happens every Saturday.
Plenty of pressure canning.
YouTube got me canning, man. This community within itself.
That's what happened to me. I started watching Lead Farmer during the whole COVID thing.
There you go. That's the homie, yeah.
Lead and Homestead Heart. I learned all of that stuff from them.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, Zach canned biscuits and gravy, bro.
No lie.
Biscuits and gravy.
True story, man.
The biscuits ain't gonna hold because you can't do the flour.
Bro,
you can't can flour.
Somebody came on and said you can can bread.
You can't. You're not.
No, you can make bread through the canner. Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to can it.
Who was that? Who said they were going to can bread and show us?
Yeah, somebody said they were going to can bread.
Now there is the canning that you do by the book, but then there's also a group of people called outlaw canners.
Yeah, or rebel canners.
They do things different. Where they'll can using the oven, all types of stuff. This is stuff that the ancestors have done, but they're not really USDA approved.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But
I couldn't find bread in that USDA book. I looked for that book, bread in there. I couldn't find it in here. There's no bread in this book. So.
Do y'all can leftover foods?
Yeah, hell yeah.
In general,
or I suck it up, and vacuum seal it. Vacuum seal it and toss it in the freezer, depending on what we're doing. But yeah, but you got to these days.
Yeah, I know.
Our money is going down, man.
What do y'all feel are the most important necessities for your body, seasoning wise?
Seasoning
or
salt? You got to have salt. There's been wars over salt.
Yeah.
You gotta keep salt. I got a ton of salt. Salt for eating, salt for canning. You need some pickling salt, all type of stuff. I got a lot of
salt.
3D.
3D. There you go.
3D seasoning drip sauce too.
Drip sauce.
Yeah, spices are also a good bartering commodity if you have it. It's also good for medicinal purposes as well.
Yeah, like cayenne. It helps.
I want
Look,
too.
I also urge, and especially since this is a two-way channel, I also urge everybody to figure out at least one of these: a slingshot, a bow and arrow, something that you can make your own projectiles to hunt or to protect yourself with.
That's right.
I mean, at the end of the day, even no matter how many bullets you got, they're gonna run out, depending on the situation. But you know, perfect yourself. I only got one eye and I can shoot a slingshot, y'all. There ain't nothing stopping y'all.
I be damn.
I,
Ghetto, what that is? That a Taurus or a staccato?
Right.
It's a Smith & Wesson wrist rocket.
Hey, I'm opening the deadly, man.
I need me one of them. I need to get me a slingshot.
Empty-handed skills, martial arts, some kind of, you know. What if you got?
I don't got no martial arts. I can throw these hands.
You got those hands. So.
I ain't got that long though. I got to get in better shape. But I still got a lot of power. I believe you catch one of these right hands, party over. I just got to be able to land it. Yeah. But that's a whole nother live right there. We'll talk about that later.
What do y'all feel is a great natural healer? Kind of like say aloe, or you know, certain.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but all right.
Get rid of them stretch marks.
I know. Marvin Gaye started going off in my head when you said it. I'm over here like, oh man, you don't know?
Billy goes make everybody come out there. That top boy, what you talking about?
Damn.
But honey should be in your kit for your health.
Yeah, honey
it goes a long way. It has a lot of positive effects.
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar, definitely.
Yeah. Garlic.
Oh yeah, garlic's also.
Get you some baking soda too. You can do a lot of things with baking soda.
Yeah, sure can.
Back up olive oil. Olive oil has a lot of positive effects, positive things. You can use it for a lot of different things. So.
I guarantee you guys can walk out your house right now and get the most nutritional plant in the world, and it's called I need some help with this. Presperine. It's a weed, but it's the most
dandelions.
Well, dandelions too. Dandelions you can eat, man. Dandelions are real good for you. They got vitamin C, all kinds of stuff on them. Yep. But it's I think it's called Presperine. I'm gonna have to look up the name here in a second. Sorry.
Are you talking
everybody's got it.
They put in medicine?
Well, I'm just for nutritional wise. I don't know about medicine, but yeah. But in your garden, yeah, you want to grow like valerian roots and garlic and all these other stuff because they got like garlic that helps your blood pressure, stuff like that. Yeah, medicinal plants. There you go. Get the books.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we need books.
That statement I just put on the screen, is that true?
What's that? Black cumin lowers blood. Yeah, cumin. Now all this stuff.
Cumin. Okay, I didn't. Never mind.
Oh my
God. He said black human. What do you thought he said? Human.
Human.
Damn. Oh, man.
He threw it off. He's like, I don't even know what cumin is, man.
No matter how you pronounce it, it does lower your blood pressure.
Right, exactly. It lowers your blood pressure.
And the other pronunciation is good for stretch marks. So I heard.
Right, look, turmeric. Yeah, see, Audrey Willis just said turmeric. You know, in a prison in Madagascar, all these people get is turmeric soup. And it's a root, and they get it once a day, every single day, and we're talking about years. They live off of this stuff. It's real bad over in Madagascar, but that's all they get. It's just boiled up turmeric, and that's it.
Yeah, turmeric is good for you,
man. So look, let me
say
this.
Turmeric right now. That shit's good for inflammation.
You went off the camera to smash that food, didn't you, man?
Yeah, I didn't want to be rude, man. I'm like, dang, I don't know all the etiquettes, but I know you ain't supposed to eat.
That's all love, man. Ghetto, thank you, man.
Yeah.
A lot of powerful information there, Carbon Q, as always. This is deep. And it always gets me to thinking. That's why I get quiet, man. Where's Jason Ewing?
Right there.
Thank you, Lacey Weaver. Sorry, brother, but she said purslane is what it's called, and I guarantee you, we all have it. You can go outside and pick it out of your sidewalk and eat it. It is extremely good for you.
Purslane.
Yeah,
That's
first lane.
very
Yeah.
important. I agree. That's because you need certain things just to be conscious.
Mhm.
If you're trying to survive and be out there, your body needs oxygen and it needs sugar to maintain consciousness. And it needs other nutritional things to be able to function with your muscles, et cetera, et cetera. So understanding getting your nutritional value from places outside of your conventional stores, or
Yeah.
what happens if everybody's if you lose your stash, or let's take
Yeah.
it further.
Yeah.
In times 2 and everything you prepped went up in flames. What's the
Mhm.
next? What's the
Plan
next?
B. Plan C.
Exactly. We're so used to the system providing for us. We think we're providing energy for our house. All we're doing is paying the bill. We're depending on the system to bring that electricity into our house.
And we saw how fast in Texas, how fast that broke down. Just like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
For weeks.
Jason, I don't know how your signal look, bro. My bad, BP. I know Jason wanted to do something in the next prepping live, which is this one. Because he wanted to help somebody get started, if I'm not mistaken, with some MREs. And I think that's pretty dope. He said he wanted to possibly give away a case of MREs. Now, I want to make it everybody eligible that's in the chat to be able to get that case of MREs from him. Because I was just gonna have him send it to me and just make it easy on him. But I care so much about you guys.
I'm trying to.
I'll do that. Jason, do you have an idea how you want to do it to possibly help someone out? Let me know real quick.
Just want to say thank you to Donna Divine Prepping for the super chat.
I did say thank you, Donna. Yes, definitely. I appreciate that, Donna, big time. Donna's pretty dope.
Yep.
Definitely.
So
Answer she just can.
what'd she say?
How do you
Okay.
stress mental emotions?
I was saying to do it.
Yeah, that's very important. If you're not good with being by yourself, start learning.
Yeah. It's a mental game first. That's your number one prep. You got to mentally prepare.
That's right.
You
Y'all
really
bringing
do.
dogs?
That's
What about that? Who got dogs?
Important prep.
Hell yeah. You big dogs. I get hungry enough.
Damn, ghetto.
I'm just kidding. Look, this was honestly my last prep though. This dog right here, this was my last prep. I just got it for Christmas for my family. But at the same time, this dude right here protects my kids and my wife at all costs. And there ain't nothing happening, but he protects them. I'll make sure he does.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever want a dog? Look up like Louisiana Tarzan on Instagram. He makes those protection dogs. He produces them. He breeds them.
They make them.
He produces them. Yeah, he makes them. Like
it's the robotics.
Well, he breeds them and produces them and trains them, and he picks like particular. He observes how their temperaments are and crafts them into the perfect protection dogs. In my opinion, he's on IG, Louisiana Tarzan K9 Compound. Does it just for that. If you guys are ever interested in like those quality protection dogs,
You see what Jason said? Oh, okay, there you go.
All right, if you're interested in an MRE, if you need one, because this is for people that really need it and don't have it and want to get started with this. Jason's saying we put layaway 3 times because that's 3 of my favorite words. You put those in the chat, and then I'm gonna go through and I can randomly pick. I can use the randomizer to pick.
How do I put in the chat?
So are we excluded?
Chat. Here's Jason.
Zach, you ain't gotta ask.
JC on.
Hi, Jason.
What's good, RGD?
What's up, buddy?
What's good, fam?
Ain't that
What's up, Jason?
What up, Jason?
Jason got that delay out there in Washington.
Hey, so yeah, I got a delay, no doubt. Hey, so I got all these MREs. I want to make sure somebody gets some. What I'd like to do is have everybody put layaway in the chat who needs them. And then, we spin the wheel or do the generator and we give it away to somebody.
All right, I'll get that going, brother. I appreciate that.
Hey, I want to give a
quick
shout out to Jason and Shanna. Eric and I had launched our merch line late last night, and they were the first ones to support the channel. I appreciate y'all on that level, Jay. Thank you, brother.
I got mad love for everybody.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, man, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, bro.
I like you if I win. I'm just playing, man. I'm up here in the Northwest with you, brother.
Yeah,
I'm up in
yeah.
Oregon.
Maybe where you at again?
I'm in Oregon.
Oh, okay. Maybe one of these days we can link up, go shooting or something.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Are you in South Oregon?
I'm in the middle of Oregon.
Okay.
It's like the middle.
I was just on that Oregon border, the California-Oregon border up in the mountains in Altura. It's like
like Shasta Mountains and stuff. Yeah.
Even closer than Shasta to the Oregon border, but yeah, up in those mountains.
California.
Make sure y'all put layaway, just like I'm seeing it in the chat. I got the tool running. I'll let you guys put it out there, and then let me see if I can share the screen.
Damn, I can't put it in there. Huh?
Fat guy greedy.
You know it. What you talking about?
I'm trying to win for somebody else. You over there just trying to take the whole cake.
Oh man,
hey, one other thing I want to talk about too is like the fertilizers that you sell at the store. A lot of that stuff's really not good for your soil.
Yeah, it's not.
So the better thing you could do is fortify your soil. And something I like to do is I like to have a worm bed. I've got a big tote, and it's just chock full of red wiggler worms, and those things put off excellent soil. That and mushroom compost. That's how I feed my plants. I do a lot of farming.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to share that with everybody. That's how I build my soil, and it actually fortifies it. And you can put those worms into your plants, and they actually make the soil better consistently.
Is there any wait time? A lot of times with fertilizer, there's like an ammonia buildup, and you have to wait a certain time for it to process out.
Well, not with the worm fertilizer. The worm compost, that can go directly on your plants, and it will never get too hot. I mean, you could just plant your plants directly in worm fertilizer, and you'd be good to go. Same thing with the mushroom compost. It won't hurt them a bit. You can't burn them.
Okay.
So, I mean, and you can start that worm bed. You can buy a little thing at your local gardener, and they'll usually have little like just the same way you get night crawlers for fishing. They got them like that. And, you know, any kind of worm is really good for the soil, but the red wiggler is really good. You can order them through the mail, too.
Yeah.
You can order
and you can take dirt that's not even all that good, put your coffee grinds and all that in it, and it will just, I mean, it'll be the best dirt you ever had.
Man, you can get ladybugs. You can get all kinds of stuff just off of Amazon.
When I grow stuff in the house, I use eggshells, coffee grinds. When I use stuff in the house, I did that all winter for my lemons.
Yeah, I don't put any meat byproducts in there. I only put just stuff that grows from the earth. You know, you put that in there, and it'll never get too hot, and the worms will eat it. They love it.
I'm damn serious.
Yeah. I brought up the fertilizer stuff earlier because most of the food that everybody's buying at the store is provided by that fertilizer.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, if that's what you got, use it, you know, but you just got to know that your soil is going to need rebuild at some point because it really drains a lot of nutrients out of the soil and you're not giving it back. So, you know.
No, exactly. That's what I do with my gardens. I was more talking about the fertilizer shortage that's going to happen to the major food production places, you know, the big farms. They're not getting the right fertilizer from.
Absolutely. And I'm not trying to, you know,
beef grain and beef grain. No. I know you wasn't. I know exactly what you're saying because I do the same thing with the worm castings and everything.
Man, those worm castings.
Yeah.
That's fire.
When I brought up fertilizer, it's like most people don't understand it. It's a whole chain of events that has to happen for our food to crash, and that starts with no fertilizer because these idiots in the system let our food grow so quick with the fertilizer that it ruins the dirt. So the dirt needs the fertilizer over and over.
The other thing they've done
last year, a lot of the crops got ground right back up into the soil. They didn't even pick them.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things they also did is they took away you and I's access to things like peanuts, which put nitrogen back in the soil. So they control those. You can't buy those very, very readily. So at a garden out here, you could take the peanuts and plant those after you do your first crop. It refurnishes the soil with the nitrogen, but you can't get those. You got to go and sign your name away in order to get those type of things now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see what TLC in the garden said?
Yeah, I was just reading that too.
What happened?
TLC in the garden. You can highlight what they said.
Scraps, cuttings, put in.
Yeah, once I get my garden, it's not quite planted yet. I've got all my seeds started and everything, but it's kind of a mess. But once I get it planted, I'll show you guys, on the next Prepping Live.
Definitely.
Glad you didn't start it yet with the weather we're getting.
That's it. It's been a little cold lately, so I got to drag everything in every day.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and
So not locked in what Devereaux said?
what do you say?
To get some worms, just spray some dishwashing detergent.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Because you can also go outside and put down dish detergent and spray with the hose, and worms will come up and you can catch them.
Yep.
Well, I'll be damned. Boy, I didn't learn so much tonight. Hold on, y'all.
And when you're growing, keep your dirt covered, whether it's with leaves, grass clippings, whatever, so the dirt can do its work.
Yeah. The weather's been crazy, man, with the whole gardening thing. It was
I know.
70 degrees, and then the next thing you know, it was snowing.
Yeah,
Well,
Right.
Garden said sign up for free mulch too. Mulch helps.
Where Jason at?
I
Jason,
use
give me a
straw for
countdown.
my mulch.
And it breaks down over time, feeding everything it touches.
Jason still in here?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Give me a countdown, brother.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Damn, Jason count fast. Who about to get
Yeah.
it? Who about to get it?
I move fast.
Come on, man. I got 17 kids, man. Come on.
Oh,
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations, Chris.
My Hillsdale buddy.
Congratulations, Chris.
shout out to Chris Stevenson.
MREs prepped up.
Chris, if you're in here, man. Jason, I'm gonna have him. You can just send me your email. Just text me your email.
Yeah.
And then
I'll shoot it to you right after the show.
When Chris Stevenson sends his information over, I'll send it to you via email. And you get that out to him.
I'll make sure
Congratulations
he
to you, Mr. Stevenson.
Yeah, congratulations, Chris.
Hey, I'd like to do this more often too, RGG. If I can still get the MREs, I'll still keep doing this, on the Prepping Lives if you're all right with it.
I'm absolutely all right with it, my brother.
100%.
Trying to feed the community.
My man.
True that.
Nice, man.
No, I appreciate that, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
No, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. You and Shannon, man. You tell Shannon I said what's up.
Where's Shannon?
Shannon, what's up, dog?
What's up?
Chilling.
We just got back from a wedding.
No shit. Who got married, man? Tell him I said congratulations.
One of my good
Sorry to hear
friends, just somebody I met through the process of life.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, but I think Shannon put up some pictures, so you'll probably see it on his
Yeah.
Instagram. So
I did see it. Y'all clean up nicely.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate you too, man. Y'all are dope, man.
Hey, much love, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, but I really appreciate you guys. You guys keep me entertained all the time, so much love.
Hey, bro, appreciate
Definitely,
you, man.
bro.
You.
All right, man. We'll hook up.
Thanks, Shanna.
Well, as much as I love talking to you all and hanging out on YouTube and looking at all of you guys and girls and all this cool stuff,
This game is good, man.
Come.
This game is
But
good.
hold on.
Chicago hasn't lost yet?
This is a good game.
Real deal out there. He must have got something to say, man. Real deal. I'm about to go, man. Do not make it too long, okay?
Hold on. I'll just jump it in.
Okay, I'm just messing with you. Oh Lord. Hi, Erica.
Hey, Erica.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm amazing. How are you?
So I have a question. Hi, best friend. I see my best friend. From my yard.
I'm sorry, wait.
Lord.
Hey, best friend.
What three things
Sorry,
have
everybody.
bought
I don't know what just happened.
I'm trying to ask my question and behave now. What were the last three things you bought for your bug in bag or bug out bag
Or prepping,
or prepping bag?
aside from the water.
Well, I didn't me personally, I didn't buy 3 things individually, but I bought the bag itself with all the stuff in it. But I need
start.
Yeah, I did do that, but I gotta do so much better.
But did you buy one just for you or for you and Black?
I only got one.
What?
Get you a silica key.
That's
You
stingy.
see that?
Right.
He only worry about his
You're gonna get us kicked out, babe.
Right.
RGG and everybody else listen, if you got a bug out bag, get you a silica key. It'll unlock any water source.
You mean a silk key?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hey, ghetto like me, you don't know how to say nothing. Get your silicone.
Hey, you know what we just bought? This is pretty cool. We just bought these for your bug out bag. If you can, these are collapsible.
The containers for your water. They're good to have to fill up.
Oh yeah, okay. The water bottle.
Those are awesome. Yep.
And use your life or whatever, or fill up from whatever source. Being with the till.
Also, the bags that you can use. If you're at a water source and you're like the antelope near the river with your, sipping with that lifestyle, you're basically a target. So you want to be able to scoop that water and filter it or take it back somewhere else safe. You don't want to be exposed. So things like that, where you can quickly gather that water source and take it back for processing. You don't want to be at the edge of a river sipping on that life straw and bam.
And if you
That's great behavior.
You can get a soya filter too that'll connect to a regular soda bottle. Grab that water while you're on the move, screw it right on, and keep it moving. It does the same
moving. So you got to think about those things. Situational awareness. Don't be out there like
next
you said.
Next prepping live. If Jason want to do MRE, we'll do that, and then I'm gonna do a life straw myself, or a pack of life straws for the next prepping live. So when we do these prepping lives, we'll always give away something. We'll do it the same way. We'll just give away something that can help somebody get started. And my promise to everybody is I'm gonna do better, man. I feel bad because I'm like
3 days, just 3
Well,
days.
honestly,
on 3 days.
There's a lot of easy ways. Anybody hit me up or Erica, we have a lot of links to affordable prepping items. So it's not scary.
Really cheap, guys.
They make you
I believe him.
Hit up Carbon Q, not Billy, man. He only got 2 weeks worth of survival. Carbon Q knows his stuff. He got 9 months.
Carbon Q got a lot of money. Billy worked really hard, man. So we're gonna have to No, I'm just kidding. Both of them can be very informative for you guys, man, and help you out. Carbon, Billy, and Zach as well. So and we just heard how knowledgeable Ghetto is. So you ever reach out to those BP?
All right, BP.
They got
lucky.
West Coast.
You ever go to a caveman
on the West Coast?
I don't have love either. He bought one bag. You sleeping on the couch. He got one bag.
Gotta go, guys. Gotta go ahead and get on.
Lights gonna go out in there, and she gonna knock RGG out of that. That's my bag.
That's it.
Boy.
You ever go to a catering party and they got those burners underneath the food?
Sterno.
Yeah, I buy those and put those in my bug out bag because that's good. You can light those up. You can warm soup on it. You can boil water and all that stuff.
They actually have the ones you can buy too. They're a little bit more expensive, but all you need is water. You don't have to light them up at all. It basically heats up. It's a good heat source. They use them at different parties too, so you don't have to have any fire. They do the same thing that the other Sternos do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can also scoop the gel out. Just a tip to start a fire if you need to start a larger fire.
You guys ever watch Dual Survivor with
it's coming,
Canterbury? And you ever see that show?
Dual Survivor, I haven't heard that one.
Not yet.
No, it's an old show. It's called Dual Survivors. They drop 2 guys off all over the country in the woods, in the jungle and stuff, and they would survive. Well, he has a school in Ohio, and I went to his survival school.
Where in Ohio?
Eastern Ohio. I can't remember what town. But the hardest thing, I took his class, the hardest thing I learned is fire. Fire is so important. And when you're in an environment and it's wet and cold and everything, it's hard to get a fire going. So
gotta be able to make fire.
Everywhere that I go, I carry something to make fire. Everywhere. I keep it on my keychain. Little thing full. It's a little capsule. It's waterproof, and you fill it up with your butane or whatever. You keep it wet. Everywhere I go, I keep a way to make fire. Actually, I keep 3 or 4 different ways to make fire.
Yeah.
What if a person like out there, before I go, I gotta say this. What if somebody was out there and they happen to be scared of fire?
Zach, I'm coming to your house because I'm gonna be doomed.
you know you always welcome. You always welcome. You know that. Man, you better give her a bag, man. Give her a bag.
Get you a rechargeable lighter, man. You'll be all right. You'll be able to.
Every time you go to the store,
I said you knew somebody that was scared of fire. You know what? Let me get off this live because all of y'all are just
They do have rechargeable lighters, though. He's right. Yeah. They have rechargeable lighters. He uses some sort of electric, whatever, plasma, whatever.
Yeah.
They do have those. I have a few of those.
And then they start fire pretty much anywhere. You can hear the sound.
Yeah. Ferro rods. Oh yeah.
Always have a ferro rod. Yeah.
So it looks like we're gonna have to do part 2, 3, and 4 because y'all would not stop talking.
This is like
you should do one every week.
Yeah, this is like part 5, 6.
Prepping go on forever.
It's extremely important, man. It really is.
We're gonna definitely do it again, real.
And I have to say, Ghetto, I'm very impressed with all your stuff, man.
Thank you, sir. You don't judge a book by its cover, see?
No, not that. I'm just saying.
No, I definitely judged the book by its cover. I ain't think you had nothing, Ghetto. Now.
So top ramen and Kool-Aid, huh?
So he has a beef jerky and a cheese stick.
No, man. Once I became a man, that's my responsibility, you know. Just like y'all pay your insurance.
Yeah.
Make sure you got enough food, y'all.
Hey, can I tell a quick story?
God damn it.
Quick.
Go ahead.
I was at Sam's Club. I was buying a bunch of flour, and there was this young girl, and she's ringing me out, and she's looking at all the flour, and she goes, "Are you a baker?" And I laughed, and I said, "No, I'm not a baker." She says, "What are you doing with all this flour?" I said, "Well, I'm a prepper. I'm getting ready." She says, "Ready for what?" I said, "For anything." I said, "What happens if I lose my job tomorrow?" Guess what? I have food. I can feed my family, and I can take that money and pay bills. And she says, "Well, why don't you just get food stamps?"
Oh.
And I said, "Why would I want to get food stamps?" She goes, "I'm not too proud to get on food stamps." And I said, "Well, I'm not too proud either if I have to get on." But I said, "I'm a man. I'm supposed to take care of my family. I have money in my pocket. So why wouldn't I prepare now? Why is it up for the government to take care of me?"
That's right.
And she just couldn't understand that. I just let I was like, that's a fact.
We're too dependent on the system.
That's the problem. Right there. That story right there lets you know that's the problem.
That's the problem, yeah. And
the fact before we go.
You want me to go inside real quick?
No.
And
we can't see Tank before we go.
No, they're trying to size up.
Go grab him real quick, real deal.
They're trying to
size them up so they can get.
Nobody sizing up Tank. That's my boy. Y'all better lay it
on. Listen to me, real deal. Don't do it.
I don't eat pork carbon, so.
Except for
trying to eat Tank, one of us.
Right. We trying to eat Tank.
Yes, they are. That's why they asked. Look.
How they gonna eat it? This ain't the Jetsons.
No. PK.
Tank got a whole YouTube channel. He can't go nowhere.
Right. Yeah, he's a superstar.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me run in.
We're gonna go see Tank and we're getting out of here. As soon as we see Tank, I'm
getting
off this live, man.
I some wild hogs, so we can eat those.
Funny part is, I'm gonna look at Tank, then go upstairs and eat some smoked sausage or something.
Yeah.
You know what? He'll eat them.
Pause for real.
Look, House of Siege says if she gets hungry, she gonna put them on a Spitfire. Don't show.
Yeah. Not Tank. It'll be a different Tank. Not this Tank.
Right. You believe them if you want to.
This tank is a pet.
Or barbecue. This is why I have guns. Nobody's gonna put Tank on a.
Pets or not, you get hungry enough.
You go messing with Tank if you want to. Get yourself shot trying to get you some bacon.
We're talking about Tank and garlic sauce.
Some brown sugar.
Here we go, Tank.
There go my boy Tank right there. What up, Dwayne? He talked too. If y'all listen close.
Yep.
Smarter than Arnold Ziffel. Y'all don't know who Arnold Ziffel is.
Boy, if he had if Tank had Wi-Fi, you could hear him talk.
Here you go, Tank.
Right. You should put a hot spot on his back.
He's adorable.
Yeah, run around hot spot.
Old Tank Diesel right there, y'all.
Smarter than dogs.
Ooh, look at the drippings. I can see the drippings already.
You're disgusting.
Damn.
Goodbye.
Definitely Tank.
You left.
He gonna leave because Tank.
She started smelling bacon.
Drippings.
Man, shout out to my boy Tank. Man. Yeah, I hate it.
Tank's the man.
I wanted everybody to hear Tank talk.
Yeah, he was in the mood.
Exactly. I'm gonna talk to Zach too later on about what he said earlier about his house is a food oasis.
Yeah,
we're gonna discuss that.
I live in a food oasis. I do. Meaning that I have at least 5 or 6 like giant stores that I can go to get food from if I need it. That's why I say food oasis. As long as stuff is available. I mean, I can go 2 blocks for 3 blocks and a full grocery store. And if I go in the other direction, there's a giant Kroger. Then there's a Kroger Marketplace a mile from that one. And if I go,
then you probably have a specialty store that has health food. You
Another
probably have
store,
another
right.
store that has.
Then
this.
you got Dorothy Lane, and then you got GF. What is it? GNC.
That's
all types of stuff. I live in a food
yo. Listen, the Bulls are playing.
You asked the question, man.
We're 21 minutes over. This was an amazing live. Thank you, everybody, man. That
a good game too. I had it all
hung out. You watching? I'm in the basement, and I appreciate everybody, man. Nita said you was gonna have pork chops and applesauce.
Yes,
talking about Tank. Pork chops and applesauce is not good together. Neither
it's delicious.
It is.
It's delicious.
It is. When I used to eat pork,
BP.
I ate pork chops and applesauce.
Thank you, BP. Thank you. That's it. You meant to say.
All right. Before a whole nother argument gets started, I will see everybody on Friday night for Trivia and Donation Friday. I will see you guys, man. Thanks, everybody. Thank all of y'all.
Make sure you buy eat our bag.
Yeah.
3 days. 3 days of food.
Bye.
Here goes